Welcome back to Montpelier Recreation Field. About to get underway between Upper Valley and the Mountaineers. Upper Valley 4-5-1 coming off a win against Keene. Vermont trying to snap a two-game skid. They're 5-6. And the man on the mound for the Mountaineers is Nick Fala out of San Diego State, the righty.
Yeah, and for Fala, it's just going to be about attacking these Upper Valley hitters. I mean, so far, so good to his tenure this year. 1-0 with a 3 ERA and 6 innings pitched. Gave up only 2 earned runs, striking out 5 hitters along the way. And he's just got to keep that aggressiveness going as he attacks this Upper Valley lineup. And he's going to face a tough task, leading off with Frank Kelly and then followed by James Love in that 3-hole. So something to pay attention to as this game progresses.
Yeah, as you said, 1-0 on the season, making his 4th appearance, a 7.2 ERA this season with the Aztecs of San Diego State, the native of Florida. You want to take us through that Upper Valley lineup, CJ?
Leading things off will be Frank Kelly, back-to-back games in that #1 hole for the Upper Valley Nighthawks, followed by Willie Hurt. Then James Love, as I alluded to earlier, he's batting third, playing third base, followed by Charlie Magulik, Cam Boardman, Nick Quagliato getting the start at DH tonight, followed by Alex Kelsey, Alejandro Puig back in the lineup for the Upper Valley Nighthawks, and rounding things off will be Anthony Greco batting ninth.
So going back to Fala, guy, it's going to be a sweeper showdown to start between him and Anthony Bubba of the Nighthawks. Guys have so much horizontal break on their pitches. Just eye candy to watch from both guys on the bump tonight.
Yeah, and especially from the view we have, we'll be able to see that pitch going right across, going inside the lefties, going away from righties. So it's going to be a very entertaining pitching matchup as we begin play.
Game 1 of the Governor's Cup. If Vermont takes 3 of these games, they keep it in the capital city. If Upper Valley takes 4 of the games this summer, it'll go back down to Hartford, Vermont. It was a 3-2 series win last year, the Mountaineers, but Upper Valley did take game 1 here in Montpelier 6-4 back on June the 11th of 2025. The righty Frank Kelly, the shortstop, sits in the righty's batter's box. Fala gets ready, kicks and deals. Let's rock and roll from Montpelier, 6:38 local time on a beautiful night. Count 0-1 immediately to Frank Kelly. As you mentioned, CJ, a guy that's made a lot of impact in just his 4th appearance this summer.
Yeah, and especially, too, against Martha's Vineyard, he came through when it matters most in that game, got it done on the base pass, and then especially, too, when he had the clutch base hit against Keene in the 7th inning, able to tie that ball game up.
Foul with the count even, broken bat, sky to the infield. It's going to drop down for a base hit. Frank Kelly putting it perfectly and putting one on board for the Nighthawks.
Yeah, did his job. Fala got in on the hands, and Frank Kelly broke his bat. The bat went flying into shallow left field, but that ball landing in the infield, a little bit of a mistake between Leonard and Fala, not able to try to haul that ball in, and Frank Kelly uses his speed and reaches first base safely.
Kelly from High Point in North Carolina. Now we go to a guy who plays his college ball in Virginia at Virginia Tech in Willie Hurt, the right fielder and the lefty for the Nighthawks. Fowler puts one down low. So 1 on the count, no out, 1 on. Hurt coming off of an RBI game against Keene, but was 0 for 3 on the night against the Swamp Bats. Kelly dances off of first. Fowler plunges a strike in there, evens the count.
Yeah, and for Willie Hurt, a guy who he usually tallies a 1 for 4, 1 for 5 line, but yeah, against Keene went 0 for 3, but he did have that game-winning RBI with the hit by pitch. That successful night that he had against Martha's Vineyard, where he had 3 hits in 1 game for the first time in his career.
An RBI is an RBI, and home plate umpire Rick Force rings up Hurt for strike 2. Kelly, Hurt, and then James Love, the 1-2-3 in this Upper Valley lineup, and Love sits in the on-deck circle. The 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. First strikeout of the night for Nick Fowler, and that does bring up James Love, the leader in the NECBL in hits. He has 15 to his name in about 2 weeks of play.
Yeah, and he's been amazing to watch as this season progresses. I mean, he is just a guy that takes matters into his own hands, especially when it comes to offensively. Like, he has that confidence to just know, I'm going to hit the ball, I'm going to do my job there. The one part of his game that he wants to work on and develop really, really well in is his defense in the NECBL. He's not worried about hitting. He knows he's going to do a good job, and he's done that on the field to start play just through his first 10 games. But yeah, he just wants to focus on his defense. Calm, cool, collected guy.
He's more than capable, of course, of getting it done in the hitting department. Another check back in from Fowler to the first baseman, Bryce Rudisil, for tonight. Back in the lineup for the Mountaineers. Love, a native of Joliet, Illinois, attends Eastern Illinois University and finds the inside corner of the zone, 0-2.
Yeah, and especially, too, for Love. I mean, coming off of a season where you hit .309 for Eastern Illinois, and then you come to the Upper Valley in the NECBL, and you're hitting .417 for your first 36 plate appearances.
Here comes the 0-2. Foul in the netting behind us. But it said it hit Love. Is that what they're saying?
That is what they said. They said that it hit James Love.
So you don't normally see a hit by a pitch result in a foul ball back, but it puts two aboard with one down and brings up Charlie Magulik, another lefty in this Upper Valley lineup.
I got confirmation it is catcher's interference for James Love.
Foul delivers and puts another strike in the zone. Follow a guy that big sweeping motion. Location can be improved on at times, but a guy that's breaking balls has works both against lefties and righties. Fastball more against the right-handed hitters. 0-1. Swung on and missed. 0-2. Magulik second in the NECBL in doubles at the moment, so someone that could, one crack of the bat, send Frank Kelly home. Here comes the 0-2. That one outside.
Yeah, and Magulik, when he first put on the Upper Valley uniform, just hit double after double, and it came through when it matters most. He had back-to-back games with two-run doubles against Keene, and kind of took a step back over his last two games. He's 0 for his last 8 at the plate. So looking to change his fortunes here as we begin here in the top half of the first.
The 1-2. Put in play. Grounded to Leonard at second. They get the out at first. Runners now both in scoring position, but 2 away for the Neers. Let's take a look at that Mountaineers field. The battery is Fala and Sebastian Collender. Bryce Rudisil at first, Braden Leonard at second. Nick Mullen at short, Tyler Jones at third, then left to right in the outfield, David Alvarez, Aiden Body, and Alex Benevento. Brings up Cameron Boardman, the catcher, who played his college ball this season at Hartford, announced his commitment to NJIT. So jumping up to the D1 ranks for the CNE third-teamer this season with the Hartford Hawks. Foul back 0-1.
Yeah, and he's a guy that's one of those underrated leaders in the clubhouse, and he's 5'10", 185, plays great defense behind the plate, but can get it done in the extra base hit department. He did club his first home run against Vineyard. Just came up a little bit short in game 1 against Martha's Vineyard, but it was a big hit nonetheless.
0-1, immediately down 0-2 off 2 foul balls. Boardman also a Vermont native, hailing from Bradford, Vermont. Quite a few Vermonters on both sides. Of course, wanting to keep the talent local, represent these communities proud.
Yeah, and he does a great job for the Upper Valley. Big on his momentum and a lot of community work in his time. And
0-2's fouled off.
Yeah, Cam Boardman, just a great all-around player. I mean, he's been a part of the Upper Valley Nighthawks for his second season. Career .284 hitter. Does a great job on and off the field. Great personality, and looking to see how the rest of the summer goes for him and then his future at the D1 level.
O2 offerings away for ball 1.
Something I want to point out, too, is he's not going anywhere, but Frank Kelly with the aggressive lead, the pitch before, he was halfway down the third baseline. You could see the mark in the baseline. that he left when he stopped in his tracks. So aggressive stuff at third base from Frank Kelly.
Here comes the 1-2, trying to frame it as the catcher Collender. Deuces wild on the scoreboard here in the top of the first, with Upper Valley threatening to put runs up early.
And this is what this team does. They threaten in the first couple innings. Need to put that all together across the whole 9.
2-2. Down the first base line, foul. The count stays as is. Follow making his first appearance since June 12th, back against North Shore out at Frazier Field, where he went 3 innings, allowing 2 hits, no runs allowed, 3 strikeouts. Was given the win in that 11-1 showing for Vermont. They put up 6 in the first 2 innings, and we're on cruise control from there. 2-2 to Boardman, and runs and hits him. So we'll load the bases for Upper Valley and bring up Nick Quagliato in that DH role in the 6th spot.
So they're not sure if it hit Boardman, so they're going to have a talk. So might want to get out the wideout just in case if this gets overturned.
Yeah. It was near Boardman, and then he maneuvered his body around to try and avoid it. You just think if a ball's put that far inside, it had to have hit him. So that was the initial reaction from everyone.
And they're going to stay, he's going to stay here, so it'll be a full count.
Yeah, and Follow, after getting ahead in the count 0-2, potentially trying to not load the bases. Full count offering. Rounded first base line to Rudisill, and he'll step on the bag. And Vermont gets out of the inning scot-free. No runs come around to score on 1 hit, no errors. 2 left on the base path. Home half of the first. Up next, Vermont with Leonard, Mullen, and Alvarez. When we come back from the capital city. Back at you from Vermont. It's the Quinnipiac kid, Anthony Bubba, on the mound for Upper Valley. And CJ, what do you have on him?
Yeah, he had a great start to the season against Newport, and then he actually had a good start against Sanford for the first time in his NECBL career. He did struggle with the walks, but he was able to work out of big jams and limit Sanford. So far on this season, he's had 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run. He struck out 5 hitters along the way.
Yeah, Bubba, 5'9", 170, native of Toms River, New Jersey, another Hartford Hawk that found a new home this summer, was a CNE second teamer. And making appearance number 3 of the 2026 NECBL season. Pitched at Newport and then against Sanford. Has the fastball, has a sweeper, and then you can call it a curveball and a changeup to his arsenal as well. Trying to find more of a distinct pitch with it, but has some options of where he wants to go with the pitch, and going against the leadoff guy in Braden Leonard, the Villanova Wildcat.
And especially, too, with Bubba, I mean, 5'9", 170, but his fastball will touch 90 miles an hour. So something that's not really expected from a lot of hitters, but he does a good job on the mound.
Leonard watches strike 1 go by, coming off of a 2-for-3 day with a walk against North Shore last night in that 5-2 loss. One of the only guys to register a hit against the Navs. Him and David Alvarez both had 2 hits apiece. And were out hit 10-6 last evening down in Lynn, 1-1 to Leonard. The 1-1 to Leonard. Skied out right field. Running under it is Willie Hurt. And he'll make the catch for out number 1. Nick Mullen at the plate. Let's take a look at the Upper Valley field. It's Charlie Magulik who is at first, with Alejandro Puig at second, Frank Kelly at short, James Love at third, the battery being Bubba and Cameron Boardman in the catching spot. And then left to right field, we have Anthony Greco, Alex Kelsey, and Willie Hurt, who just made that first out.
Yeah, and this is usually what you're going to see from the Upper Valley Nighthawks, especially with Greco getting the start back in left field and Magulik joining this team. Greco, an experienced Upper Valley Nighthawk, you want him in the lineup from Chase Allen, but you also have a hot bat in Magulik who had a successful year at Ryder this year. So finding that spot for Greco in left was a big change for the Upper Valley Nighthawks.
And here's a rifle in the left field that's going to drop down for Nick Mullen. One of the most reliable bats for this Mountaineers lineup, and another double to his name this season. Nick Mullen puts the Neers in scoring position early.
And that's just a great piece of hitting right there from Mullen, able to get down and get this breaking ball, deposit it down the left field line. Greco had to battle the sun a little bit, had a tough hop or a tough read off the bat, and then able to not get that ball in time for Nick Mullen to have a double.
Yeah, puts him at 5 doubles for the season, ties him for first in the league. He was tied for second with Charlie Magulik entering this game, and we talked about it at the top of the show. Vermont did not have a single extra base hit last night, the first time all season. This is game 12 they're playing of 2026.
And that's just an impressive stat. Being able to come through when it matters most, have extra base hits to your total, get it done. I mean, yes, granted, they lost a tough game against North Shore, but the fact that that's your first game without an extra base hit says a lot about this team.
And of course, right in the thick of it, of the North Division, currently sitting third in the standings behind Sanford and Keene Upper Valley. A game back, though, in that 4th spot. And Bubba sweeps a strike in there. Oh, 1-1 the count to David Alvarez. A Mountaineer returner, 2 for 4 with a stolen bag last night against North Shore. And while he came up to Montpelier later this summer, has made an immediate impact. Already 7 RBIs to his name. The 1-1, cut on and miss, strike 2.
Yeah, in 4 games, he's been the cream of the crop. 467 with 7 RBIs. I mean, as you mentioned, he's done a great job at being in that 3-hole. Now he's got an RBI opportunity with Mullins at second base.
The Eastern Kentucky Colonel in Alvarez, the lefty batter. Bubba looks back on the dancing Mullen. Delivers the 1-2. Skied foul left side. And a car was driving away out of the parking lot. That was dangerous. Moving target.
That was very close. Would have been impressive if Alvarez hit him, but man,
yeah,
that was actually a lot closer than it should have been.
But Alvarez stays alive. So from one sure back to the next in Mullen and Alvarez. Trying to frame it as Boardman cannot, evens the count at 2.
And that's not a bad pitch on 1-2. You got the strike call earlier, try to extend the zone, maybe get Alvarez swinging, but good eye at the plate, a good pitch from Bubba. Let's see what they come up with 2s.
Down low, trapped by Boardman. So runs the count full after Alvarez's Alex Benevento, looking for another big night for him. But 1 down in the 3rd batter we'll see in this Vermont order in Alvarez. Payoff? Let's do it again.
I mean, this is just going to be a great battle right here. I mean, this is a big out right here you want to get. I know it's early. I know it's the first inning, but these two teams, there's no love lost between these guys, and they are going to compete till the very end, until that last pitch is thrown and the 27th out is recorded. I mean, it kind of feels like a little bit of a playoff game in a way between these two teams. Both teams want that Governor's Cup.
Yeah, it's bragging rights at the end of the day, and that really big milk jug. Alvarez sends a towering one to left field. Chasing back is Greco. He'll make the catch for out 2. Mullen thought about tagging up, but he'll stay at second. So 2 outs, 1 on, and brings up Alex Benevento, who's had a very potent start to 2026. But 0 for 4 last night. Did have an RBI and a ground out reach on a fielder's choice, but looking for that first hit.
Yeah, you're coming off of an 0 for 4 game, but I mean, you look up at your stats. If Benevento pays attention to him, and you're hitting 345 in just 10 games, you have a home run already on this season, so you're feeling good at the plate, and you're coming up with 2 away with an RBI chance.
First pitch is outside. Benevento technically has 2. The game against the Danbury Westerners, he set one over the fence at Rogers Park, but still suspended for a lightning delay in that game, 4.5 innings in. That game being played on Sunday before the second game, full 9 innings between Danbury and Vermont.
He's ready for that home run to be added to his official stats.
Oh, he's itching for it. 2-0 to the Brown Bear, and Benevento, who's a second-team All-Ivy League. And I mentioned that he did not get a hit against North Shore. That was his first start without a hit since June 11th against Martha's Vineyard, when the Sharks ran all over the Mountaineers.
I believe the Sharks have won 10 straight games
They have.
since opening night.
Really impressive. 2-0, swung on and missed. Don't blame Benevento for taking a crack at it, though.
I mean, yeah, you got a 2-0 count, a breaking ball that you think is going to end right out the outside corner, and it actually went off the plate. So a good pitch from Bubba, executed it well, and might as well be aggressive. I mean, it's the bottom of the first, 0-0 game.
2-1. Just a tinge high. 3-1 the count, 2 outs, 1 aboard in Mullen after he doubled. After Benevento, if we were to get there, would be Tyler Jones inserting himself back into the lineup. Rex Hauser, Bryce Rittisil, Aiden Body, Sebastian Collender through the full 9. Comes the 3-1. It's a 5-pitch walk. Put 2 aboard for the Neers.
That's just a good at-bat from Benevento right there. Took some really good pitches right off the outside corner. Good executed pitches from Bubba. There really wasn't a non-competitive pitch the entire at-bat. So all around good battle right there. Just went Benevento's way.
Brings up the Long Islander and Tyler Jones. Currently in the portal, but played last season at George Washington. Primarily in the pinch hitting spot for Kevin Smith's lineup, but no hits in the last 6 appearances. Looking to break that here, and it would be at a huge moment in the game with Vermont trying to strike first. First pitch he sees to strike 1 right down Park Ave.
Yeah, and if you're Jones right here, I mean, really nothing to lose. You want to get up there and be aggressive and try to just deposit one into the outfield and get the Mountaineers on the board early.
Send his GW teammate home in Mullen. A one-way outside. Vermont coming into this game, a .243 team average. That's 4th in the NECBL. 4th in the league in hits as well with 85, make it 86 after the Mullen double. Extra base hit number 28. Jones gives it a ride out to left center. Going back is Greco. That's gone! A 3-run shot for Tyler Jones. And a big spot indeed. The Neers strike first.
What a moment for Tyler Jones right there. Gets that breaking pitch. Absolutely demolishes it over the left center field wall. Does a great job, and that's an exclamation point right there on this first inning.
We mentioned it, no hits in the last 6 appearances. I think it was well worth the wait for Tyler Jones to send one over the wall. It's 347 to that left field side. And Anthony Greco, all he could do was just watch it fly over the fence. And it brings up a Vermont legend in Rex Hauser, a former Vermont Gatorade Player of the Year, a 2A athlete at St. Johnsbury High School in both baseball and basketball, and just a physical specimen, a true athlete at 6'6".
Yeah, and if you're that tall and getting it done, I mean, that's just impressive. I mean, there's so many tall athletes, and especially in the NECBL. I mean, Keene's first baseman, Jackson Marshall, being 6'8".
Count 1-1 to Hauser.
And just to name one that pops to mind, I mean, Mateo Wells for the Upper Valley Nighthawks, starter at 6'7". I mean, all these tall athletes just doing a great job in the game of baseball and continuing to find success at everywhere they go.
1-1. Inside, 2-1. Exit velocity of 94 miles an hour with a 29 launch angle, going 361 feet over the wall. Tyler Jones for the 2nd home run at Montpelier Recreation Field this season.
You're hitting at 361. That's plenty to get out of here, especially over the tall fence. Nice angle on the swing. And just what a moment right there. I mean, especially against your cross-state rival. Only an hour separate these two teams, able to come through and throw the left hook in the first inning.
2-2 pitch. Hauser pops it straight up foul territory. Trying to search for it is the catcher in Boardman. And that is how the bottom of the first will come to an end, but not before Tyler Jones knocks a 3-run shot. It's a 3-0 lead for Vermont off 2 hits, no errors none left aboard. Vermont, or Upper Valley, going to try to strike back in the second. It's Quagliato, Kelsey, and Puig when we come back from Montpelier. Well, Tyler Jones gets home run number 2 of this ballpark for the summer. He gives the Mountaineers a 3-0 lead. Despite being 5-6, CJ, Vermont has led in all but 2 of their contests.
All but 2 across
all
the
but
entire
2.
Season.
Yes, Newport at Cardines Field and Martha's Vineyard at the Shark Tank on the Islands. The only 2 games they did not lead for a single point. In all of their other games, they have had an advantage at some point, which is a good and bad thing because it shows you can take leads early, but at the same time, 5-6 when you have had a lead in 10 games.
Well, yeah, and especially, too, I mean, this game is far from over. We're just in the top half of the second inning. But for the Upper Valley Nighthawks, okay, you gave up the big hit. Now, how do you respond, especially in this game against Vermont, a team that you know that there's no love lost between these 2 teams? How do you respond? And what a better man to get up there and try to start things off than Nick Quagliato for the Upper Valley Nighthawks.
And this is a Vermont team that's had 4 10 spots this season where they have had double digits or more. So a team that can explode on offense, but when they're silenced, that's where it becomes trouble for the Neers. A half-check swing into the dugout from Nick Quagliato, and currently in the portal, but played last season at Fairleigh Dickinson. Was an NEC first teamer at the catcher spot, manning the DH role today for Upper Valley. He'll give it a ride. Out to left center. It's going to drop down in the sunlight. Minkler or Bodied or Alvarez cannot make the catch, and he'll slide into second for a double. A leadoff 2-baser for Quagliato.
Yeah, and this is a lazy routine fly ball, but the sun's going to be a big factor until it officially sets over the tree line just on the right side of this ballpark. But Body was not able to get there because that ball was more in left field, and Alvarez just could not see it off the bat as soon as it got in the sunlight. So a tough moment right there, but nonetheless, a leadoff base runner in scoring position for the Nighthawks.
Goes down as a double. Brings up the center fielder and Alex Kelsey. Pitch high in the zone for strike 1. Alex Kelsey played his ball at St. Joe's, but transferring to the SEC in Kentucky, was 0 for 3 against the Swamp Bats 2 nights ago, though.
Yeah, and this is a big bat that you want to get going for the Nighthawks.
This one out to left field, and tracking it is Alvarez, and he'll make the catch that time. Caught Quagliato at first, or at second, and put one away for the Neers.
And Kelsey just hit this ball to the right, or the right side of the field for Alvarez to be able to track this ball through the sun and use his glove. Nice technique right there. Good adjustment for Alvarez compared to the previous at-bat for Quagliato.
But you could see he's shielding that sunlight with his glove and trying to also catch it as well. Multitasking out in left field. Here comes Alejandro Puig. First pitch is a ball. Playing at Dartmouth. It's 2 for 10 to start the season, playing second base for the Nighthawks tonight. 1-0 from Fowler, skirts wide, 2-0.
Yeah, and this is a guy for the Nighthawks you're able to plug and play in any position. He'll play the outfield, he'll play third base, he'll play second base, he'll play short. I mean, he does a great job wherever you put him, and able to finally scratch off and get the weight off his shoulders when he got his first NECBL hit against the Sharks last Saturday. So it's all up from here for Alejandro Puig for the Nighthawks.
3-0 the count, 3 straight balls to Alejandro Puig. Fowler had 1 strikeout in the first frame. He'll get strike 1 against Puig that time. Puig is in the 8-hole. Bottom of the order is Anthony Greco. So the returner Nighthawk, who's in left field. 1 runner on at second in Quagliato. And it's a 5-pitch walk that puts Puig aboard.
And that's a good job by Alejandro Puig, able to come up and just not really a big competitive at bat from Fala. Surrenders his first walk of the ball game. So again, it's all about Fala. Can he stay in the zone and attack these Nighthawk hitters, or will the Nighthawks be able to take advantage of those free 90 feet and try to put together an impressive rally?
A stagnant bottom of the order for the Nighthawks. Talked about Alejandro Puig being 2 for 10 to start the season. Anthony Greco 2 for 15. Ball one down low to the lefty out of William and Mary.
Yeah, and he's a guy who you want to get going at the bottom of the lineup. Had a good start to the year. Clubbed a home run against Newport, his first of the season. And one of those guys that you wouldn't expect to be the big power guy. You'd expect it to be James Love or Charlie Magulik. But Greco doing damage from the 9-hole.
Greco swings and misses. At William and Mary this season, a .255 average, 5 doubles, 5 home runs, 15 RBIs with the tribe of William and Mary. Upper Valley left 2 aboard in the first. Trying to avoid that here. Placed in a center field. Under it is Aiden Body. Makes the catch for out number 2. Tagging up and running the third is Quagliato. He'll dive head first. And then sliding into second is Puig. So advancing the runners, putting 2 in scoring position, but 2 outs. Top of the order, and Frank Kelly, who singled to start this contest.
And that's just aggressive base running from the Nighthawks. Quagliato realizing that this ball is plenty deep enough to try to get up to third base. And then also, how about Alejandro Puig reading that throw to third, and then he finally took off after he knew that ball was going to third base. So able to use his speed to get up into scoring position. And now with your red-hot leadoff hitter and Frank Kelly, Nighthawks looking pretty right here with 2 away.
First pitch away for ball 1. 71 hits for Upper Valley. That's 9th in the NECBL out of the 13 teams. Coming into this game, though, 69 hits that the offense produced and 69 hits that the pitching staff gave up. Perfectly balanced.
Yeah, I mean, a perfectly balanced recipe right there for the Nighthawks. And
1-0 in for strike 1.
Trying to capitalize on that and try to separate it a little bit with the offense, trying to get going a little bit. I mean, it's been more of coming through with a big hit with your pitching staff for how good they've been in the month of June.
1-1 crawls away from the catcher Collender, but both base runners stay put. After Kelly would be top of the order, or second hole, and Willie Hurt. Kelly with that blooping single to start things off. 2-1. Ripped in the 5-6 gap. That's a base hit. 1 run comes around to score. Hustling home is Puig, and 2 runs come around to score. Collender tries to get Kelly out. He cannot. And 2 for 2 to start the night. And Upper Valley puts 2 on the board, cuts the lead to 1.
Yeah, and that's just a big moment right there in this game, able to chip away at this lead. And how about Frank Kelly to take advantage of the throw from Alvarez? He came up hucking it to home, and Collender reacted in plenty of time, but Frank Kelly just too fast, and he uses the quickness to his advantage and slides in safely.
So a 2-run RBI for Nick Kelly. Fouling back is Willie Hurt. Kelly had an RBI against Keene 2 nights ago, was also 2 for 4. A game that just saw 6 hits, 4 of them courtesy of the Nighthawks. They were losing after the top of the second, 1-0 to the Swamp Bats, and then a 2-run bottom of the 7th to get the win over their in-division rival. Keene currently sitting second in the NECBL North Division standings with a 6-3-1 tally. 0-1 to Hurt, finds the zone. 0-2. Collender fakes the throwdown.
Yeah, Frank Kelly got halfway down the line and then put the brakes on because he's just trying to generate a balk from Fala. He's trying to be aggressive and try to get in his head a little bit and put that added pressure on Fala, but Fala doing a good job of keeping his composure.
0-2, and it's going to hit Hurt. So 2 on the base path again for the Nighthawks. So Kelly is at second, Hurt at first. Still 2 outs though. So not the worst of spots for Vermont, but brings up James Love, and we know how lethal he can be. Swings at the first pitch, foul back. Love reached on catcher's interference in the first. Don't see that call too often. Kelly takes off, delivers the 0-2. So Kelly goes to third. And of course, Fowler more focused on the strikeout here, or at least getting out number 3 regardless.
Yeah, and Kelly had an aggressive lead to begin with when the pitch was being delivered, and plus it was a 0-1 breaking ball, and Collender wisely just kind of letting Frank Kelly take his base. I mean, granted, you're more worried about the hitter in this situation. If you can get it out on the base pass, so be it. But nonetheless, you have an 0-2 count on the 3-hole hitter in James Love, the red-hot hitter for this Upper Valley lineup. You're more worried about him, especially here in the top half of the second inning.
1-run lead for Vermont. After the Tyler Jones 3-run homer, Frank Kelly cuts the lead back to 1. And Collender will just watch Hurt slide into second. So 2 runners again in scoring position. Go ahead run is 180 feet away. One, 2. Sent out center field. Body over to his left. And he'll make the catch for out number 3, but not before 2 runs come around to score on the Frank Kelly 2-run RBI single off of 2 hits, no errors, 2 again left aboard for the Nighthawks. A 3-2 Vermont lead as we head to the home half of the second. It's Riddisill, Body, and Collender, bottom of the order for Vermont when we come back. Welcome back to Montpelier. A reminder, this broadcast is presented by Stadionic, the official netting and facility partner of the New England League. Stadionic's netting, wall padding, and facility solutions have been featured in Major League Baseball venues, including Citi Field and Truist Park, as well as collegiate facilities throughout the country, including Florida, North Carolina, Clemson, Texas, and many more. From design to fabrication and installation, Stadionic is making sports facilities iconic. Jack Rachinsky alongside CJ Boone. So glad you could join us from a beautiful Wednesday night in Montpelier. And the bats have come alive early. It's a 3-2 ball game through an inning and a half, and Bryce Riddisill watches strike 1 go by him.
I know this has nothing to do with the game at the moment, but I do want to point out that we did have a standoff going on. It finally concluded. The Upper Valley Nighthawks won the bullpen national anthem standoff. They had one earlier last week where it lasted 3 innings, and tonight it only lasted an inning and a half, but nonetheless, we did have a standoff going on.
I was got to keep an eye out for him. 0-2, Riddisill down early, playing first base today. Did he go around on the check swing? He did. So down on 3 strikes, Bryce Riddisill, and the first strikeout for Anthony Bubba comes with the leadoff batter in the second.
Yeah, really gave a 2% effort on the check swing, didn't able to hold it, and nonetheless, it was ruled strike 3. I'd do the 2% punt on Dairy Night.
Yeah, of course. So it is Dairy Night here at Montpelier Recreation Field, courtesy of the Vermont Dairy Association and Vermont Dairy Farmers. First pitch to Aiden Body is strike 1. So buckle up, guys, because we have been scheming for the past hour and a half.
I will admit, that was planned.
It's a bit cheesy on your part. 0-1. Pop to the left side. Calling everyone off is the shortstop in Frank Kelly. Puts 2 away with relative ease. Comes Sebastian Collender, a 1-for-13 start to the season. Had that double against the Newport Goals and a technical double against Danbury, but game officially not in the books. We talked about that earlier with Alex Benevento. Was 0-for-1 last night with a walk, or a few nights ago against Ocean State in Game 2 of that doubleheader. Splitting the series with the Waves. Strike 1 down low in the zone.
And Collender being kind of a journeyman across his college career. I mean, he's transferred to 3 different schools, and he's done a good job. I mean, last year at Middle Georgia State, 323 average.
0-1 upstairs, make it 1-1 in both Columbus State, his school in 25, and Middle Georgia State in 26, a member of the Peach Belt Conference at the D2 level. 1-1. Crack to Kelly at short. He'll field and throw over to McGurrick in time. So a 1-2-3 inning for the Nighthawks. Sit them down in order. The 7, 8, 9 holes will head to the top of the third here from Montpelier. It's McGulick, Boardman, and Quagliato middle of the order when we come back on Unbeaten Sports. 3-2 through 2 here in Montpelier. For this in-state showdown, the quest for the Governor's Cup begins tonight between Upper Valley and the Vermont Mountaineers. And Nick Falla back out there for his third inning of work, allowing 2 runs, 3 hits. He's got 1 strikeout, and already Vermont has stranded 2 aboard, so damage could be more, only limiting it to 2 runs.
Yeah, and really what separates this game is just 1 mistake pitch from both pitchers. I mean, the RBI, 2-run RBI single to Kelly, and then the 3-run homer to Jones in the bottom half of the first inning. So really, this has been a solid pitching matchup so far, but the offense has been able to take advantage of mistakes and take advantage of the free 90 feet and keep adding pressure to both sides. 2
big highlights. Frank Kelly able to cut the lead to 1 with that 2-run RBI single, then Tyler Jones, the 3-run bomb. First pitch to Charlie Magulik outside half of the zone for strike 1.
And also for Jones, a big weight lifted off his shoulders with that clutch 3-run homer, and now he can go about his day for the rest of the game and try to add to this lead for Vermont.
Knocks it down into the mid of the bullpen catcher. Try to see who that was. I think it was our intern catcher, Ethan Bender. Try to see who made that catch. It was Ethan Bender, Richmond University's finest. Kudos on the broadcast. It was only a matter of time before Bender got a shout out on one of these.
Nice hands down there.
That was really clean. That made a good glove pop, too. 1-2 the count to Magulik. Falla deals, try to curve it in, evens the count.
You know, if it's either me or you, we're moving out of the way. I mean,
oh, yeah, I'm ducking.
That ball was scorched off of Magulik down the right field line. And what a catch down there. I mean, wow. That's impressive. I mean, granted, you're down there catching bullpens all day long and enjoying your time, but
you're expecting the pitch.
Yeah,
You weren't expecting that. Off of Charlie Magulik, who had a fantastic outing with Rider University this season. 2-2 to him. Runs the count full, ball 3 plunge down low. Magulik at Rider, he led the Bronx with a .354 average. Also had 9 home runs on the season, but now finds himself in the Big Ten with the University of Maryland. Payoff from Falla. In foul territory, trying to track it, is the third baseman, Tyler Jones. He'll let it go foul.
Yeah, and this is a good at-bat right here between Magulik. I mean, he's trying to get out of his little brief funk that he's in. Good 3-2 battle, a guy who has been dealing with the strikeouts as of late as well. So trying to start things off right here in the top of the third.
3-2. Put in shallow center field, body trying to run up. He'll have to take it on the 1-hop and a leadoff single for Charlie Magulik.
And there goes that 0 for 9 that he was facing. Tallies his first hit of the night. Able to start things off for the Nighthawks and extend it over to Cam Boardman.
Boardman 0 for 1, thought he was hit by a pitch, but had to come back and then ground it out to Rudisill at first. So looking for revenge in his second plate appearance of the night. And he will take a weird hop into the outfield, smacking that one shallow, and puts 2 aboard for the Nighthawks. Don't see that bounce every day.
No, that was a charity hop if I've ever seen one. But nonetheless, too, with that play, Jones playing in towards the grass on the infield. If he's actually playing back, he will get this ball and be able to toss it over to second, try to force that double play and get it started. But since he was in, he had no chance right there. So Boardman kind of taking advantage of a little slap single to the left side.
You have to deal, of course, the grass infield, so you can't have those predictable hops. And they've absolutely come to play here at Montpelier Recreation Field. First pitch to Quagliato. It's down low for ball 1, so looking for the first out if you're Nick Falla.
Yeah, and for Falla, it's just trying to respond here. You've given up 2 very weak base hits to start off the top of the third. You already have a runner in scoring position.
He'll send it into center field. Off the 1-hop, his body, trying to throw it to the infield. Everyone stays station to station and loads the bases now with no outs for the Nighthawks.
And that's just a good piece of hitting right there from Quagliato, able to just take this fastball and throw it into center field right before Bonnie had a chance to make the play on it. So now the pressure's on here, and a guy who is due, and Alex Kelsey stepping to the plate.
Kelsey flew out to left field in the second. Now, Vermont pitchers have gotten out of bases loaded, no-out jams before. You go back to that game against the North Shore Navigators, the home opener, as pitching coach Matthew Majewski will come out and talk with Fala and the infield. Where go back to that game against the Navs, bases were loaded, and then Ryan Brown threw 3 straight strikeouts. Fala trying to do the same thing here.
Yeah, and he's just attacking the zone, and Upper Valley's just doing a good job the last couple innings, just being able to tally together some base hits. And now with Kelsey at the plate with a left-on-right matchup, a guy who just came off an 0-for-3 game against Keenan, has returned to the lineup. He's wanting to come through in a big way and try to contribute, and he's missed the guys. I mean, he was going around and able to see Kentucky and officially get that commitment to Kentucky, and now he's got a home and a big weight lifted off his shoulders, and he's trying to come through in a big spot and feel like he's just back to playing baseball. Another day at the office.
Yeah, of course, the added wrinkle of summer ball is that you want to boost your stock. If you're in the transfer portal, this is a great way to do so. But now you're back here and want to have some fun, develop your skills, knowing that your school and your commitment's locked down. Comes Kelsey, watches strike 1 go by. Arm warming up in the Vermont bullpen. That's the lefty and Sam Franco. His last appearance was also on the 12th, so similar to Nick Fala. Oh, 1. Check swing 0-2. That was like a 1%.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, about a 1%.
Do we get a skim milk swing? Is that a thing?
A skim milk swing?
I don't know. It's only the 3rd. 0-2. Put in play. Leonard feels it, trying to go home. Collender couldn't secure it. Everyone's safe. And the game is tied. 3-3 as Magula comes around to score. So Leonard tries to go for the out at home. Good thinking, but it results in another run scoring for Upper Valley.
Yeah, and that's just a mistake that you can't have right there. Bobbled the ball initially. This ball's not hit very hard to Leonard. Had to get a good grip on it, and then all you have to do is just fire it to your catcher and Collender. He'll do the rest. I mean, it's a force play, but he spikes it in the dirt. Magulik able to advance home safely, and yeah, Upper Valley able to draw even here, and still same situation with Puig now at the plate, already ahead 1-0 with nobody out.
3 straight singles, and then reaching on an error is Alex Kelsey. This is ripped into left center field, going to drop down between the left and center fielders. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. Hustling around is Kelsey, and an offensive explosion now. 6-3 Upper Valley, a 3-run RBI double from Alejandro Puig, and this game's been turned on its head early.
Yeah, Alejandro Puig comes up and just deposits a rocket in the left center field, and Alvarez tried to do the deke as if he was going to catch this ball, and it actually fooled Quagliato for a second, and Boardman as well. But Kelsey turned on the jets, took off running, able to score with ease, and that is a big moment right there in this game. 6-3 Upper Valley just through the top half of the 3rd, and there's still nobody out.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Still no outs. Didn't even get some security as you were going along through this offensive onslaught. Again, 3 straight singles to start this top of the 3rd, then a reach on an error for Kelsey that brought a run around, and then a 3-run RBI from Alejandro Puig on that double, and now here comes Sam Franco into the game and try to stop the bleeding, probably much earlier than he anticipated. So we'll let Franco warm up, and we'll step aside here on Unbeaten Sports. You want offense? You got it. Top of the 3rd, a 6-3 ball game. Upper Valley storms back to take the lead. And it'll be Sam Franco looking to finish things up in replacement of Nick Fala. He'll face the 9-hole hitter in Anthony Greco. Just 1 aboard with Alejandro Puig. So Fala officially finishing an inning plus. Did not even get a 1/3 of the way through, or 2 innings plus, not even getting a 1/3 of the way through that 3rd. No outs recorded. Greco fouls off.
Yeah, and what a job from Upper Valley to respond. I mean, yes, you give up the big 3-run homer in the bottom half of the first, but chipping away at this lead, and now you're taking the lead. Already 4 home in this inning, and another RBI opportunity, and Greco with Puig on second base with still nobody out in this inning.
0-1. Franco trying to attack the zone, 1-1. Franco, a newly minted South Florida Bull, announced his commitment earlier today. It was at Merrimack last season. Fastball that tops out at 94. That's a cutter, a slider, a curveball, and a changeup, a 5-pitch guy. So a lot in the tool shed he can use. 1-1 to Greco's upstairs, 2-1.
Yeah, and it's important as well with a guy coming out of the bullpen, especially a southpaw with a lot of pitches to his repertoire, able to have a bunch of options in any count and have the confidence to throw those pitches for quality strikes.
It's Franco's second official appearance. Again, it was in the game against Danbury. That's still on hold, so that had to add that caveat. Greco with a blooper into shallow left field. It's going to get down. Turning for home is Puig. Will stop at third. Runners on the corners. So the offense continues for Upper Valley.
Yeah, I mean, one of those moments where it's like, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I mean, this jams Greco. A good pitch from Franco right there. He got the swing he wanted. Just Greco was able to find a hole into shallow left field. The Bermuda Triangle effect between Jones, Mullen, and Alvarez on the left side.
Franco officially appeared in that game against the North Shore Navigators, the 11-1 win on the road. He pitched the first 4 innings, allowing 3 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts. First pitch to Frank Kelly. Bounces in front of Benevento. Around to score is Puig. And again, no outs. So make it 7-3. Upper Valley on top of the Vermont Mountaineers. Doesn't matter who's on the mound for Vermont. Upper Valley's finding a way to get aboard.
And you can make the debate that Benevento probably could have caught this ball on the run or probably dove for it to make the catch, but smart heads-up defense right there. You don't want to let this game get even more out of hand than it already feels like it has in this inning. But nonetheless, first and second, Frank Kelly's second RBI hit of the night just in the top half of the third inning.
.1-0 from Franco. Makes it 1-1 to Willie Hurt. He was 0 for 1 today, hit by a pitch back in the second. And again, the big question is, when's that first out going to come? Forget the third. Finds the inside part of the zone, 1-2. Franco's been throwing the strikes, just the execution, the finishing move has not been there. A timeout called down on the field as the Upper Valley staff will talk things over with Hurt.
Yeah, and this is just an offensive conference just to kind of talk things over a little bit. Willie Hurt didn't really like the strike 2 call, so this is also kind of like a reset the mindset. Okay, hey, you got this call called on you. You might not think it's a strike, but nonetheless, it was called a strike. Now you got to reel it back in, realize the bigger picture. Still have nobody out in this inning, already 5 runs home, and you have another RBI opportunity out there on second base.
I mean, you can't pat the helmet for an ABS call in the NECBL, but you can reset your mind. You can talk with your staff, take a timeout, get back at it, especially with the way these bats have been performing for North Shore. Really Hurt more than capable of giving it a ride. The 1-2. It's down low, 2-2.
Yeah, and this team kind of needed that offensive boost. They really haven't had a huge breakout game, and so far just beginning things in this game in the top of the third inning. I mean, it's looking like it's going to be a good day at the office if the pitching can keep up and keep the Mountaineers at bay.
Runs the count full. That strike 3 is just simply not coming in this inning for Vermont. Upper Valley coming into this game 10th out of 13 teams in runs scored with 46. Not even through 3 innings, and they have 7 on the board. Well, count deal. Hits it foul.
I think it also gives a lot of props to the Upper Valley pitching staff. I mean, you have 4 wins on the season, and you're ranked towards the bottom offensively, but it also shows how good the pitching's been, being able to tally those 4 wins and limit the damage from your pitching staff for the Upper Valley Nighthawks.
Franco resets and deals. Pops straight up. Collender trying to track it. It'll hit the top of the grandstand. You probably could have heard that.
Yeah, it was a loud bang right there, but nonetheless, Willie Hurt able to foul that pitch off, and a good battle brewing right here at the plate. Neither side wanting to give in here. I mean, Franco wants to get that first down. I mean, it's going to be a big sigh of relief when that out does happen in this inning. Willie Hurt doesn't want it to be him.
I mean, you can say he's really milking this at-bat.
It's a good pun. Good use of it, Jack.
Full count deal and a full count walk. Bases juiced again. Coming to the 9th hitter in this lineup in James Love, who is 0 for 2 today. Or 0 for 1, the catcher interference does not count. This one hit into right field. Around to score is Greco. Turning for home is Kelly. And 2 more runs score. 9-3 Upper Valley. Another hit for James Love on the season. And that first out remains elusive.
That's just a good piece of hitting right there. James Love attacking the first pitch he sees, not going against his approach. If it's there, try to hit it, and that's what James Love did. Opposite field for a 2-run single.
And Collender will have a one-on-one with Sam Franco, who's been so effective early on in the season for Vermont. This is a day that started with so much promise after that Tyler Jones 3-run home run. Thought it was going to be another offensive explosion, and it has absolutely not been the case. Upper Valley has come to swing.
Yeah, and that's just what I alerted to earlier. Upper Valley, it's how you respond, and they've done that and many more. As Charlie McGulick, who led off this inning, is now back at the plate. He led this inning off with a single. I think what's more impressive is that most of the time you see 9 men come to the plate, and that's usually when the side's retired on a big offensive rally. There's not even one out in this inning, and McGulick is the 10th man to bat for the Nighthawks in this inning.
And 2 aboard. 2-0 the count as Franco peels it away. It was a problem for the Bristol Blues the last time they played against the Mountaineers, where it was such a wide outfield for Bristol. There were just hits were coming, perfectly placed balls, and that allowed Vermont to keep scoring. It's the other way around. 2-0 fouled off.
And I think that's also something to point out, too, in this inning. I mean, there's been some soft contact that's just been able to fall in for base hits for the Nighthawks, but they've done a good job with some exit velos well in the upper 90s off the bat. So it's just kind of both timely hitting and just finding holes where the defense is not at.
Just everything going right for Upper Valley. Evens the count off. 2 foul balls, though. 7 runs on 7 hits. Only Willie Hurt, who was walked, and Alex Kelsey, who reached on an error. The only 2 blemishes to a fantastic north half of the 3rd for Upper Valley. Van still trying to energize Franco. He plops it high.
I mean, again, with these Upper Valley hitters, I mean, not letting up. I mean, full counts, first pitch swinging. I mean, you name it. You've seen it all in this top half of this 3rd inning. And
3-2. Sent out to center. This time's body underneath it. A sigh of relief for out number 1. Runners stay at first and second. And if you're a Mountaineers fan, you say, finally.
And that's just a good piece of hitting right there from Magulik. This time it found a glove and body out in center field, able to stay with it. And yeah, as you mentioned, a big sigh of relief right there. Almost had a double play with James Love, and well, both Love and Hurt running on that 3-2 pitch.
So let's see if Vermont can string a few outs here. Still 2 aboard. Going against the lefty and Boardman. And Jones can't reach for it. It scoots into left field with Alvarez. Moves the runners up. Another hit single, and another time that the bases are loaded.
I want to point out, too, Boardman did the exact same thing.
I was going to say, the exact same thing to Jones. Jones playing that one a bit more playable. He tried to lunge back for the catch. As you bring up Quagliato's 2 for 2 today with 2 runs scored, seems like there's no end in sight.
Yeah, and I mean, Boardman just taking advantage of the defensive positioning for Jones. He's playing closer to the bag just in case of a stolen base, making sure somebody's there, and Boardman just puts it where he's not, and he does a great job of that going the opposite way.
This one raked out to center field for Quagliato. Body underneath it for out 2. Tagging and scoring, though, is Willie Hurt. So the 8th run in this inning, Upper Valley already up to double digits, but that second out put on the board by Vermont.
Yeah, Quagliato put a good swing on this ball, and he does a job. I mean, he's not coming up there trying to hit the grand slam, as you want to put it, but he's up there just doing a job and extending the baton, and now it's a 7-run ball game. 8 runs in this frame alone, so Vermont almost out of the woods.
Almost.
Got to get Kelsey out.
This one, a grounder right back to Franco. Picks it up and throws to first to get out number 3. But it is a 13 batter, top of the 3rd for Upper Valley. 8 runs come around to score on 8 hits, 1 error. 2 are left aboard. Absolutely pouring onto the Nighthawks, 10-3. Welcome back to Montpelier. A reminder, this broadcast is presented by Zephyr Caps, the official on-field cap of the NECBL, also known as the Z-Hat. Zephyr is the official college hat with over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Vermont Mountaineers or Upper Valley Nighthawks official on-field cap today. Well, it was game 1 between these 2 teams last season that Upper Valley got the best of the Mountaineers. It looks like we're on that way already through 2.5 innings, a 10-3 lead for the Nighthawks. Anthony Bubba back on the mound going against the top of the order in Braden Leonard. 8 runs on 8 hits, 13 batters total. Nighthawks just letting it ride.
Yeah, I mean, plus also, too, think about what this does for Anthony Bubba out there. I mean, you gave up the 3-run homer in the first.
Leonard rounds it to short with Kelly. An easy throw over to Magulik at first. Puts 1 down.
Yeah, for Anthony Bubba, I mean, you give up the 3-run home run in the bottom of the first inning. Then you come out and retire the side, 1, 2, 3. And then now your offense puts up 8 runs in the top half of the 3rd inning. Gives you confidence knowing what to expect for the rest of the game from your offense while you're out there, but also gives you the freedom to attack these Vermont hitters and not have to dance so much with them.
And again, only 1 of those hits was for extra bases off of that Alejandro Puig double. Did send 3 runners around, but regardless, just doing the hitting, getting into that shallow outfield. 1-1 count to Nick Mullen, who notched Vermont's 28th extra base hit back in the first.
Yeah, and that's the approach of this Upper Valley lineup. They're not trying to hit homers every time they stand into the box. I mean, if they're trying to go gap to gap, just trying to find a way to get a base hit.
Dribble to third, fielded by Love, 2 away. Final line for Nick Falla. As we're here, we'll go 2 innings plus, allowed 7 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them being earned, and 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Franco has gone a full inning. He's already allowed 4 hits on 3 runs, 2 of them being earned. A walk, no strikeouts, still awaiting that first K. He's up the lefty and Alvarez. 2 for 4 against North Shore. Pitch downstairs for ball one. Alvarez is one of 4 batters this season in the NECBL as he fouls it back with 15 or more at-bats and a 400 or more batting average. He led Eastern Kentucky in the batting average category this year as well.
And this is a big bat right here with 2 outs. I mean, he's just trying to get things started for the Vermont Mountaineers. I mean, this team's not going to give up no matter what. There's still plenty of time in this ballgame to try to mount a comeback. Just got to chip away.
Plenty of guys that can get it done, but this one, a bouncer over to first, and another 1-2-3 inning for Upper Valley, retiring the top 3 in the order for Vermont. We're through 3. It's a 10-3 lead for the Nighthawks. CJ Boone, how about you take it over on play-by-play when we come back?
Go Mountaineers ringing through the loudspeaker here from Vermont, and trying to cheer on Go Mountaineers again. It's 10-3 Nighthawks as we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Anthony Buppa still out there for the Nighthawks, and rightfully so. He's done a great job since bouncing back from the bottom half of the 1st inning, but he's got to face Alex Benevento, the man who took him deep in the 1st, Tyler Jones, and Rex Hauser in the hole for the Mountaineers.
Gave up a double, gave up a home run, only 1 strikeout, but who cares? Your bats have been red hot, and you've been getting effective work from your infield, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, as you said earlier, CJ.
He's done a great job in the pitch count as well. 32 pitches, big wave and a miss for strike 1 from Benevento. Benevento, the Connecticut native, attended Brown in the spring, collected a .317 average in the regular season, and 46 hits, 31 RBIs, chopped softly left side, it'll get foul. 6 homers, 31 RBIs. Played summer ball last year for the Westfield Starflies. Appeared in 22 games in the Futures League. Trying to get things started against Anthony Bubba with 2 strikes. Here in the bottom half of the 4th, the 0-2 pitch. Fastball upstairs for a ball, 1-2.
You talked about Benevento last year with the Starflies of the Futures League. And the guy that had 6 RBIs and 2 doubles, and he's jumped or evened both of those stats in just 2 weeks of play.
Bubba's 1-2 pitch. And a line drive into left field for a leadoff base hit for the Mountaineers. So a good start to try to chip back into this game here in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
I mean, you've heard that old adage, journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. There you go. Get a nice line single from Alex Benevento. It was his first start without a hit last night since that game against Martha's Vineyard back 6 days ago. And here brings up Tyler Jones, hoping to keep a big swing on him.
And ultimately what's important here, Jones has the confidence of the world right now. First pitch from Bubba. Fastball in there for a called strike 1.
And you mentioned the confidence of Bubba at this spot, knowing that you have a 7-run lead. Confidence of Jones of what you really have to lose. When Vermont gets down, it's been really hard for them to come back, so why not take the big swings if you can?
Benevento with his lead at first. Swinging a high pop up in the infield. Kelly calls off Puig just beyond the second base bag for out number 1. Good revenge at bat for Anthony Bubba, able to get Tyler Jones for the first out of the inning. Well, in step Rex Hauser, the designated hitter.
Rex Hauser making his 2nd start. He's pitched and has done well at it. A 2-way player. Primarily using the pinch hit role, was the final out of the game for the North Shore pitching staff, which had a tremendous outing, only using 3 pitchers, 2 of them going 8 combined.
First pitch to Hauser, wave and a miss for strike 1.
Sam Perry's first appearance on the mound for the Navs, and Aiden Geldsman getting the win. Was a strikeout machine out in Fraser Field.
Comes up here with a runner on and 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. Back pick over to first. Benevento back in there safely. Yeah, if you're Hauser too, I mean, you're getting the start at DH. I mean, you do well on the mound for the Mountaineers, and days you're not pitching, grab a bat, get in the lineup, and try to do some damage. 0-1, some shot fouled right at the plate, and it's 0-2.
It's a great move by Vermont because he put Hauser in the DH spot, keep him for the pitching roll out in the field, and then he has an opportunity where you need to shake up the order. Guys like Aiden Body, guys like Rex Hauser that haven't seen the most consistent time starting in the batting order, so why not shake it up to get some offensive firepower? We saw it from Tyler Jones, but really not much else.
Back pick over to first, Benevento back in safely. Yeah, whatever can keep the spark going after the tough loss last night against North Shore. I mean, things aren't going well tonight for the Mountaineers, but again, looking to change things up, try to get back in this game. Still plenty of time for Vermont to mount a comeback. Just need to chip away and maybe have a couple of big blasts along the way. Bubba kicks and fires his 0-2 pitch. Wave and a miss for strike 3. Climb the ladder on Hauser. There are 2 away.
Talk about swing at the high cheddar, maybe the upstairs provolone or whatever else cheese you want to use on dairy night. But regardless, after giving up the leadoff single to Benevento, Anthony Bubba right back in the groove.
And so it's Bryce Rudisil. Rudisil 0 for 1 in this ball game with a strikeout. Lead off in the bottom half of the 4th. Runner takes off. Boardman fires a strike down to second. Kelly can't hang on, and he's in there safely with a stolen base. Benevento.
And you saw the second base umpire almost put the fist up like he got him, and then it was a bobble from Kelly. Vermont leads the league in stolen bases, also leads it in caught stealing, though. With 11 times they've been sat down on the base path.
Kind of one of those risk-reward conversations. 0-1 pitch. Foul left side, and we'll do it again. Yeah, and Boardman's got a good arm, especially with his smaller frame behind the plate. He's very athletic. We use his speed. I mean, he's kind of like your slap hitter. I mean, what you've seen so far twice tonight.
Literally and figuratively.
Bubba ahead here. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Ground ball right side, picked up by Puig. He'll fire onto Magulik in time for out number 3. Vermont threatens but doesn't score here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. It's 10-3 Nighthawks as we head to the top half of the 5th inning. Top half of the 5th inning, 10-3 our score. A little cartwheel race going on behind home plate. Jack, you want to try to compete in the cartwheel race?
No, I will do 1 cartwheel and then I'll be lying on the ground for the rest of the game. So I will stay up here. A few birthdays, so that was the occasion. And then a moo into the microphone, beating us to the punch up here for Dairy Night.
Hey, I will say, we haven't really been super aggressive with the dairy puns. I mean, we had a couple so far tonight. I mean, it's going to get worse as the night goes on, as we've alerted to earlier. But nonetheless, 10-3, our score. Upper Valley has the advantage over Vermont. Top half of the 5th inning, James Love will lead things off, followed by the left-handed hitting Charlie Magulik and Cam Boardman due up here in the top half of the 5th inning.
1 for 2 with the 2-run RBI single back in the 3rd, and I guess it's kind of hard to make dairy puns when there's a 8-run top of the 3rd and you have more important things to worry about. Might not be the best of taste.
First pitch to Love is downstairs for a ball, 1-0. And for Miller, last inning, able to put a little bit of extra cheddar on his fastball to blow it by a couple of Nighthawks. Doing his job, worked a scoreless inning. His 1-0 to Love. Fastball in there for a called strike 1.
And Love, another reliable guy we talked about with David Alvarez, the guys that have 15 at-bats and 400 batting average. Love is one of those.
Left on right matchup, the 1-1 pitch. Downstairs for a ball, 2-1. Beautiful night for baseball. Temperature right in the 70-degree mark here in Montpelier, Vermont. Sun is set, lights are on, and the stage is big. The pitch. Downstairs for a ball, 3-1.
It's a beautiful night for baseball, as you said, and it's just a great opportunity to be up here and Montpelier, where it usually gets cool. You can put on a sweatshirt usually most summer nights, and it's great being up here to have the weather consistently be cooler than most spots.
No wind in sight as well. Miller into the wide, kicks, fires his 3-1 pitch. Downstairs, ball for James Love. Works himself a leadoff walk. Fourth time through the order, just the top half of the 5th inning in this contest, and Magulik steps in.
And it's deflating regardless, because you have the walk, leadoff walk, and you want to start clawing back some momentum.
First to Magulik is called strike one, 0-1.
But you really can't find in the Spin of Vermont team that has consistently struggled with delivering with their bats in the back half of games. And they've had some games where they've sweated it out, but they've been in the lead the entire time.
Yeah, and as I've talked about too, like coming off of Vermont, I mean, they've done great offensively, but Upper Valley so far this season, I mean, really the couple big performances against Newport earlier on in the season and Sanford on opening night, but nonetheless, this offense needed a crooked number to put up on the board. Wave and a miss for strike 3, and Magulik is out number 1. Good breaking ball from Miller right there.
Again, so often we've seen with this Vermont team that can put up big numbers on the scorecard, but at the same time, that's not necessarily sustainable. You can't just walk into every game you go to and kick down the door, have 8 runs in the first 2 or 3 innings, and then just coast the rest of the way. And they've lost a lot of games where they haven't built up the big leads early.
First pitch to Boardman. It's downstairs for a ball, 1-0.
You think of the game against North Shore. Think of the game 2 against Ocean State. The game against the Bristol Blues back on that first week Connecticut road trip. Leads early on, couldn't finish it off.
James Love with a short lead over at first, the 1-0 pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike 1.
There's a guy that his fastball is very interesting because it has a lot of ride illusion. So his release point, a lot more horizontal than most fastball pitchers. So it can psych out a batter. or Upper Valley has not been that phased.
1-1 home. Downstairs in the dirt for a ball, 2-1. Yeah, and Upper Valley's done a great job, no matter if it's a lefty or a righty on the mound this season. I know the results don't show it, but Upper Valley does better when there's a right-handed starter on the mound. But nonetheless, versus the lefty, they're able to kind of get to them early and get them out of the ball game, but then it's just the later innings that come back to bite the Nighthawks. Slow chopper over to third, charging it is Jones, throws on the run. Not in time to get Cam Boardman. Very close play at first. There will be a conversation had. The live play looked like it got Boardman, and Vermont's head coach is very animated.
He said that Rudisil had gotten the ball at first. It was just a low grab of the glove, but umpire's not buying it. Kevin Smith not pleased. He'll go talk with Rick Force at home as well.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens here. I mean, we'll see how it's actually scored. It should go down as an infield single if the call does stand. Hopefully an umpire saying, hey, like if you need me to call it or something, but nope, no meeting adjourned, so the call will stand. And it was a great throw from Jones. I mean, it was a little too hopper over to first, but it was a very close play at first base, live seeing it. Nonetheless, goes the Nighthawks' way. Now we'll have a visit at the mound really quick.
Yeah, so infield comes in as well. I don't know if just an extra time to blow off some steam. We do see someone walking out.
Looks like we might have a new arm for the Mountaineers.
We will.
See for sure. New arm coming in, right-hander, and we'll tell you all about him right here after this. 10-3 Nighthawks here in the top half of the 5th inning. New right-hander into the game. Luke Deschaines, the Pennsylvania native, comes out of the bullpen with a runner on second and first with one away in a 10-3 ball game. In steps Quagliano to face the right-hander. Deschaines greets him with a breaking ball in there for a called strike one.
And Deschaines, a recent Pitt commit, formerly at Seton Hill out of the PSAC, so staying in the Keystone State where he's from. Had a 3.72 ERA this season, making appearance number 2 of the summer. Has a fastball with a lot of sink, loves to pound the zone. Also has a slider with a lot of sweep to it, and also a changeup. Has a lot of run, a lot of depth to it as well. So a guy that has a lot of control over his pitches.
In a tough spot here. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball outside for a ball, 2-1. Yeah, and the big confidence thing, too, is you're coming in with trouble on the bases, runner in scoring position. Right-handed Quagliano is having a good start to his night at the plate right now. Down 7, just trying to do your job. 2-1 pitch. Wave and a miss. Good breaking ball right there for a call for a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Deschaines last appeared against Martha's Vineyard where he started the first 3 innings. No hits, no runs allowed. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts for a Vineyard team that's currently on a 10-game winning streak. Halted the Sharks to no runs.
This 2-2 pitch. So we're going to line drive into center. Beck goes body. He leaps and makes the catch. What an effort from the Mountaineers center fielder to track it down for out number 2.
In a game that has seen seemingly everything go wrong for Vermont, or everything going right for Upper Valley, depending on the way you look at it, Aiden Body's glove has been very reliable out in center field. That one a bit more flashy, but nonetheless getting that second out and showing that there is one piece of reinforcement for this field for Vermont.
James Love was able to advance to third, tagging up. Good heads-up base running right there from the Nighthawks third baseman. And in steps the center fielder, Alex Kelsey. Left on right matchup. The first pitch misses for ball 1. Alex Kelsey so far 0 for 3 in this game. Flew out to center, flew out to left in the second inning. 1-0 pitch. Gets away from the catcher Collender. It's called a swing and a miss, and James Love will trot in to score. So 11-3 Upper Valley. We were kind of hesitating to see if it was a foul ball, but nonetheless, run does score, and it's an 11-3 game over the Mountaineers. Nighthawks doing their job, and they come through here in the top half of the 5th.
You thought after neutralizing the 4th inning, you could get something back. Absolutely not the case for the Mountaineers.
Cam Boardman at second with 2 away. The pitch. Ball, dead ball, not sure. Looks like it hit off the home plate umpire and ruled it a dead ball. Not exactly sure. Jack, what do you think here?
I don't know. Again, just popped out of the glove of Colliner, which has been a little bit of a theme tonight. And just time to talk things over. If you're Kelsey, reached on error, but had that RBI. And I think at this point we've seen that every Upper Valley batter can swing the bat and make contact. So we've had it before, just some times to think about things and reset, regroup, get back at it. Only 2 outs, so a much better scenario than what we saw in the 3rd for Vermont, where you can just put 1 away and bring the bats back out.
We're ready to resume play. Home plate umpire says he's okay. The 2-1 pitch. Wave and a miss. Good breaking ball right there for a strike.
That's the control we see with Deschaines, and a guy that's just so regimented and so focused on how he pitches and how he approaches the game. It's so fun to pick his brain at how he approaches his times on the mound.
Boardman takes off. The throw down to third is well in time to get Cam Boardman a caught stealing to end matters here in the top half of the 5th. 1 run does score on the wild pitch. It's 11-3 Upper Valley as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Don't go anywhere. Live from Vermont.
Welcome back to Montpelier. Jack Raczynski alongside CJ Boone. First time we're doing it on camera up in the nice cozy press box of Montpelier Recreation Field. But a new arm on the mound, and Kevin Smith wasting no time going to the bullpen.
Yeah, and I think what's important is keeping that new fresh arm coming out of the bullpen, trying to limit this Upper Valley comeback or Upper Valley commanding lead that they have, and trying to limit the damage for Vermont to be able to come back in this ball game. And ultimately switching up the looks as well, going to the righties, going to the lefties, trying to keep this momentum on your side the best you can. But going to Nick Kelly right here out of the bullpen.
And what do you think really went right in that third inning for Upper Valley? Not often you see an 8-run, 8-hit, 13-batter inning. How did it all come together for the Nighthawks?
I think it's just attacking that first pitch. I mean, there was 3 first pitch hits in that inning on top of aggressive base running, taking advantage the best they could. And ultimately, I mean, you have singles across the board, only 1 extra base hit from the 3-run double from Alejandro Puig, and you've said it best, just taking advantage of the pitches over the middle of the plate from these Mountaineers pitchers. And unfortunately for Nick Kelly, he's going to come on in this situation. Runner on first in Puig, an 11-3 ball game. Not the best situation you want, but nonetheless, you're out there, it's time to go to work.
Yeah, it's also the unfortunate part. So Luke Deschain's only going 2/3 of an inning, is that these pitchers have been put in situations. It's sometimes common to use 5 arms, but most of them coming mid-innings with guys that are pressuring guys on the base path.
First pitch to Greco, swing and a miss for strike 1. And Nick Kelly, the product of South Burlington, Vermont, attended Fairfield University in the spring. Pitched 19 games for them this year. So far for the Mountaineers, 3 appearances, 3 1/3, 6 strikeouts, no runs surrendered. 0-1. Downstairs in the dirt, Puig takes off the throw down to second. Well in time to get the speedy Alejandro Puig. That's the second out of the inning.
I feel like it's like the cat finally getting the mouse, the way that Alejandro Puig has been making contact, getting on the base path, and Sebastian Collender, he has a rocket for a right arm. He shows it off there, able to pick Puig off at second. Just sit one down and reset again.
Now it switches the at-bat over for Kelly, too. Nobody on. You can go attack this hitter. You don't really have to worry about Puig. You weren't really worried about him in the first place, being down 8 runs in this game. But nonetheless, go attack Greco. Try to hold the 9-hitter at bay right here so you don't face Frank Kelly. 2-1 pitch. Just missed for a ball, 3-1.
Kelly, another Fairfield guy, so the second Stag pitcher we'll see, a 4.6 ERA and a 2-0 record this season in 29 1/3 innings pitched, 19 total appearances.
He's behind Greco, the 3-1 pitch. Wave and a miss for strike 2. Greco got one he liked, came up empty, and we have a payoff pitch looming.
Greco 1 for 3 tonight, of course making a hit in the third, but 2 flyouts along to his name tonight.
Kelly sets at the belt, kicks and fires his payoff pitch. Swinging a high fly ball into right center field. Going back is Benevento. It's off the wall. Anthony Greco will trot into second safely. It's a 2-out double for the Upper Valley Nighthawks, and he'll turn things over to Frank Kelly.
So bring up Kelly, who's 4 for 4 tonight, 3 RBIs. Feels like forever, at least comparatively to how he's been appearing at the plate tonight. We've seen Kelly aboard and Kelly up to bat. But again, it's just this Upper Valley lineup. It does not matter if you've thrown out a righty, a lefty, guys with different pitching styles. They've all gotten hits today.
That turns the lineup over to Frank Kelly. Already has 4 hits in this game. 3 RBIs to his name as well.
That was the 15th hit for Upper Valley tonight.
First pitch in the dirt for ball 1.
You don't see that one too often.
And if you're Frank Kelly here, you know what damage has been done. I mean, you could tally a 5-hit night. A great opportunity to do it. I mean, it's the top half of the 6th inning. Still plenty of time. Might have one more plate appearance after this one. The 1-0 from Kelly. Just missed inside for a ball, 2-0.
Again, 2-out situations, another spot that Vermont has struggled in, where, as we saw with just the strikes, it's been outs at times. 2 outs and the runs start pouring for the other side. Not the damage has already been done, though.
2-0 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt for a ball, 3-0. Battle of the Kellys at the plate right now.
It is. And Nick Kelly on the mound, Vermont native from south of Burlington, so just 40-ish minutes up the road.
Facing the man from South Carolina and High Point University. Frank Kelly ahead, 3-0. The pitch. In there for a called strike 1. It's a good bounce back pitch right there from Nick Kelly.
Got to specify, of course. Fastball tops out at 88, but he throws strikes. He loves to find the zone, doesn't play around, even though he's 3-1 here.
Kelly fires his 3-1 pitch. Ground ball over to short, picked up by Mullen. He'll step and fire over to first in time to retire Frank Kelly, and that'll do it for the top half of the 6th inning. Anthony Greco works a double, but doesn't come around to score. It's 11-3 Nighthawks as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning from Vermont. Anthony Bubba's night is done, and in steps Artie Green, the southpaw from Dix Hills, New York. Attends Moly College, and he had a great season for them in 2026. 2-1 record in 18 appearances with a 1.45 ERA. Had a solid NECBL debut against Valley, and then haven't seen him since the home game against Sanford, where he gave up 3 runs across 2 innings pitched. He did tally his first strikeout against the Mainers so far in just 4 innings pitched. Has a 2.25 ERA in the NECBL.
And I think the comfortability is going to sit in, as it did for Anthony Bubba once we got past that 8-run third, and it was just still throwing strikes, still finding the zone. And I think Artie Green, coming off that great season at Malloy, is going to continue to do it here. Going against Alex Benevento, though, who broke that hitless game against North Shore with that hit and stolen bag back in the 4th.
First pitch from Green. Downstairs for a ball, 1-0. And most importantly, too, if the score stays right where it is, Anthony Bubba will qualify for the win. Ties Mateo Wells for the longest outing from a Nighthawk starting pitcher this year. 1-0 from Green. Missed again for ball 2.
Benevento and Jones, 2 guys that have gotten hits. 4 hits total. Mullen with the double, Collender with the single being the other ones. And of course, 15 for Upper Valley.
2-1 pitch is over the outside corner for a strike, 2-1. Left on right matchup here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Benevento 1 for 1 in this game. 2-1 from Green. In there for a called strike 2. Good bounce back from Green to get back into this count.
Now you got to see where Benevento goes here. Does he try to take a big swing, or see if Green's going to throw a 3rd strike?
2-2 is grounded over to Love. He'll pick it up, fire us over the head of Greco at first base, and Benevento will advance to second base on the throwing error. The ball will find you. I said Love at first, but that's actually Jake Bell over at 3rd. So welcome into the game, an E5 from Jake Bell to begin here in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
And a few extra cheers for Tyler Jones. He already energized the crowd once, and they're looking for something to cheer for. He can do it again. He flew out back in the 4th. Only the 3rd time going through this order. Upper Valley is on their 5th rotation.
Bunch of defensive position changes that we'll have to highlight as this inning goes on. Nonetheless, runner on second for Jones. First pitch from Green. In there for a called strike 1. Good fastball to start things off.
So Benevento lay off the first 2 strikes as well. So see if the strategy changes now. They can know that Green can find the zone.
Green kicks and fires his 0-1 pitch upstairs for a ball, 1-1. A.J. Demastris in the game to catch. Greco slides over to first. Levi Jones is out in right field for the Nighthawks. The 1-1 to Jones. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Artie Green has Jones on the ropes. It's 1-2.
The Green about 2 pitches to get back into things where Anthony Bubba left off.
Green sets at the belt. Benevento at second. Kicks and fires his 1-2 pitch. High foul right side, and we'll do it again.
Of course, the kid's got to chase it. See the big swarm. It's like when you throw some fish food in a pond. It's kind of what it's like.
Been puzzling me who's out in left field for the Nighthawks. A brand new left fielder as well. We'll get you a name momentarily. The 1-2 from Green. Bounces in the dirt for ball 2. Magulik is out of the game for the Nighthawks. Love and Boardman as well. And same with Willie Hurt. Chase Allen trying to give guys looks. The pitch. Grounded over to third for Bell. He'll step and fire over to first. Nice tag from Greco. Pulled him off the bag, but nonetheless, it's out number 1.
Either way, advancing the runner in Benevento to third. Just trying to get any run to come around and score. And Alex Benevento has been a run-scoring machine, a guy that gets on and then more often than not gets home. Also brings up Elliot Miles, who's going to come in the game for Rex Hauser, at least in that DH spot.
And I can confirm it is Cole Hewitt off the bench, and he will play left field for the rest of the night for the Nighthawks. First pitch to Miles is in there for a called strike 1. Now the confusion's over. We're ready to go. The 0-1 from Green. Going to foul back to the screen. It's quickly 0-2. Miles, the product of New Hampshire, attended Mass Boston for 2026.
0-2 with a stolen bag last night against North Shore. Started that game.
One of the returners for the Mountaineers. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball gets away from Green. It's 1-2. Runner at third, Benevento. He reached on an error from Jake Bell and able to advance on the 5-3 putout from Jones. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball over to third, bobbled by Bell. He has to stay with it. Fires over to first. It's high, and Miles will advance to second base on the throwing error. 2 errors in the field here in the bottom half of the 6th inning leads to a run scoring no matter what. Jake Bell, another E5 in this inning.
Well, if you're Vermont at this point, you take it any way you can. And a high five and gloves removed from hitting coach Reagan Saulnier. Here comes Bryce Rudisil, who's 0 for 2 today. Walked in his only plate appearance last night against North Shore at a pinch hitting role. Coming in for Sam Bradley.
Rudisil, left on left matchup. First pitch breaking ball in there for a called strike 1. And yet, it's something that I wanted to point out too about Upper Valley was the errors that have been the problem the last several games. And so far, Jake Bell comes off the bench, replaces Love at third, commits 2 errors in the same inning. Runner takes off, doesn't matter. It's going to get away from Demastri. Miles will hold at third on the wild pitch. So nonetheless, he's in at third base safely. Doesn't need a throw as it's on a wild pitch.
Even in the game against the Swamp Bats, 3 errors for Upper Valley to the Swamp Bats just 1. And of course, in a game like this, doesn't matter too much. Maybe one more run coming around to score, but in games down the line where you're fighting for playoff spots and fighting for division seeding, it's going to be crucial.
Well, and especially, too, I mean, we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Good block from Demostri. It's 2-1. But there's still plenty of time for Vermont to mount a comeback. You're down 7 runs in this game. If you can just chip away, make it a 6-run game, these runs can add up, and especially with some of the big names out of the game for the Upper Valley Nighthawks. So we're going to high fly ball into center. Going back is Kelsey. He will make the catch on the run. Tagging and scoring with ease is Miles. It's 11-5 Upper Valley.
Put another run home. You do have 3 more shots after this, and of course Matthew Minkler now at the plate, so he'll replace Body in center field. Not over just yet. It'd be a crazy comeback if they were to pull it off. And Minkler, a guy that's a strong bat and quick as anything on the base path.
And it's just one of those expressions where, you know, don't say it's over till the fat lady sings. I mean, there's just so much going on in this game.
Not even till the cows come home?
Yeah, not till the cows come home. I'm sorry.
On dairy night?
I let you down on that one. That's
Swing and a
me.
miss, buddy.
That's on me. The 0-1 from pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Flawless night for you, otherwise.
Yeah, I was like, we're getting there with the milk puns. They're going to come. Yeah, man, not till the cows come home. I missed that opportunity, man. That's going to be bothering me for the rest of the night. 0-2 from Green, lofted in the air to shallow center. It'll fall in for a base hit. Matthew Minkler does his job in his pinch hitting opportunity. A 2-out single for the Mountaineers.
They will keep Collender in, so no switch to J.J. Parsons, the only other true catcher rostered on this Vermont team. But why would you? Collender getting that hit, breaking a 1-for-13 slump to start the season. An opportunity to get another big hit and boost some confidence.
11-5 our score. Green tag for 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch in there for a call and strike 1. Minkler, the runner at first. The 0-1 pitch. Foul right side into the Mountaineers bullpen.
Someone tried to field it off a hop. If I'm Ethan Bender, our intern bullpen catcher, I'll be smiling for the rest of the night regardless of outcome because of that.
Made a great play down there off of the bat of Magulik earlier in this game. Green ahead of Collender. Runner takes off, the 0-2 pitch, swinging a foul right side, and we'll do it again.
Minkler, who's in the top 2 of stolen bases in the NECBL, him and Braden Leonard. Guys that really embody what Kevin Smith preaches about attacking the base path, and a team in Vermont that prides themselves on trying to set trends of stolen bases in the NECBL and lead the pack as well.
Time is called disengagement. Green sets at the belt. Minkler at first, the 0-2 pitch. Downstairs for a ball, appealed down to first, not in time. (11-5) our score here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Left on right matchup. Minkler takes off, swinging a high fly ball right side. It'll get out of play, and we'll do it again. Chase Allen going to the bench here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Already 2 home thanks to the 2 errors from Jake Bell at third. The 1-2 again. Pick off over to first. Greco fires a strike over to Puig in time to get Minkler, and that'll do it for the bottom half of the 6th inning. Vermont strikes for 2 runs in the inning. We head to the later innings. 11-5 Upper Valley, live from Montpelier, Vermont.
Welcome back to Montpelier. Nick Kelly still on the bump for the Mountaineers, and 2 runs coming around to score in some middle inning scoring for Vermont, a thing that they have struggled with, trying to eat back into this 11-5 deficit. But have the defense to do the work.
Yeah, and for Upper Valley, too, just trying to clean it up defensively, especially from the bottom half of the 6th inning. I mean, 2 runs, able to score, and both of those runners reached on the error from Jake Bell. Back-to-back ground ball opportunities, and he committed 2 errors in the inning. So baseball will catch up on you, and for the Upper Valley Nighthawks, you want to clean that up defensively.
And would you like to touch on some of the changes we'll see here?
Yeah, absolutely. Leading things off will be A.J. Demostri. He came in to catch last inning.
But replacing Willie Hurt's spot in the order, that 2 hole. Also, we'll probably see Jake Bell as well in for James Love in 3 spots. So, as you said, Chase Allen is moving some things around in this Upper Valley lineup. At this point, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just trying to process where we were at in the batting order as well. And yeah, Demostri will take over for Willie Hurt, followed by Jake Bell, and then Cole Hewitt will slot in the cleanup spot for Magulik, because Greco will keep his batting order spot in the 9 hole because Greco slid over to first base.
Hopefully that made sense, guys.
We are learning as we go up here.
Yes.
It's one of those nights in the press box. But nonetheless, Demostri steps in for his first plate appearance.
And it's a strike 1 to Demostri. Native of Woodstock, Georgia, attending Dartmouth. So teammates with Alejandro Puig, just across the river in New Hampshire. Pitch gets away from Collender. It was down low, evens the count at 1 apiece. So we'll see Bell in for Love, and then we'll see Hewitt in for Magulik. So 3 new hitters in this Upper Valley lineup. We'll see if they can continue the fun. 15 hits to Vermont's 5, 11 runs to Vermont's 5. We'll find the outside half is Nick Kelly for strike 2.
That was a great breaking ball right there from Kelly. That pitch started in the middle of the left-hander batter's box, came right back over the outside corner. A great pitch to get strike 2 right there.
Kelly threw 3 innings or more in 3 of his 19 appearances for the Stags of Fairfield this season. That one hitting away from Collender. He'll reach out and grab it, evens the count. Kelly working through his first full inning of work. Of course, the Anthony Greco double, the Frank Kelly ground out. And that one's golfed into left field, and catching it at the waist is David Alvarez. Put one away.
Hard piece of contact right there from Demostri, and he's been able to do that in his last several games. Had a double off the wall against Martha's Vineyard as well. I mean, he's just been turning fortunes, especially from that right side. He's got a lot of power from that right side from being a switch batter. A lot of hard contact from him, so you love to see that if you're a Nighthawks fan.
Brings up Jake Bell, watches strike 1, the bat on his shoulders. Bell 4 hits on the season, had 2 back on June 12th against North Adams Steeplecats, and then 2 at-bats in his last 2 appearances against Martha's Vineyard and Keene 2 days ago. 0-1 is low.
And a breakout game against North Adams. Big hits when it mattered most with traffic on the bases, and just a guy that's trying to get his feet wet and be comfortable. And like I mentioned, I mean, those 2 errors in bottom half of the 6th inning. I mean, baseball comes at you fast, and the ball will find you, especially when you're the new guy.
1-2. Kelly doing a great job of painting the corners. Fastball that does have some horizontal motion to it. And a guy that can bring a lot of depth to any pitch that he throws. Halted righties to a .234 batting average this season at Fairfield. Again swung. Deep out to left field, Alvarez underneath it. No, put 2 away. Brings up Hewitt, who is going to sit in that left field spot in the field for Upper Valley. Another guy on this team attending Bellarmine, one of 4 guys at the A-Sun school on this Nighthawks lineup. Rising junior, 6 foot 195.
And he's just still trying to find his stride here in the NECBL coming into this game. 125, just 3 for 24. But he has worked 6 walks. He does have an extra base hit, and it was a triple back on opening night. So just trying to get a good swing off and try to get back into the hit column in his limited opportunities.
Pitch well inside 2-0. Hewitt has struck out at least once in all of his appearances except for one, that being against Keene back on June 11th. And Kelly trying to force a 1-2-3 inning. See if the Vermont bats can keep going. He'll punch in a strike.
What confidence right there from Kelly. I mean, able to throw in that looper curveball that he has in his arsenal and posits it in there against Hewitt. And Hewitt kind of backed away on that pitch. So a great job from Kelly right there.
2-1. Finding the zone again. Off speed to Collender. 2s across the board. 6-run lead for Upper Valley. They're trying to extend it. Kelly trying to put the bats back on for Vermont. Here comes the pitch. Runs the count full. Warming up in the on-deck circle, another pinch hitter in Levi Jones. So we'll come in for Boardman in that 5-hole if we get there. The claps ring out around rec field, and Hewitt is sat down. A 1-2-3 inning for Nick Kelly, and a positive inning for Vermont. Time to stretch and sing from Montpelier when we come back on Unbeaten Sports. Back at you from Vermont's capital city, 11-5. The Nighthawks on top of the Mountaineers. Jack Rachitsky alongside CJ Boone. So glad you could join us for a beautiful Wednesday night of baseball on NECBL Plus and Unbeaten Sports. Artie Green back out there for inning number 2 of work. And it's picked off pretty much right where Anthony Bubba left off, allowing 2 runs to come around, but still a big cushion to work with. And Sebastian Colliner will get another crack at it as the inning ended last time out with Matthew Minkler getting picked off trying to steal second.
Yeah, and I think the big thing, too, for Green is, yes, you gave up 2 runs last inning, but again, those came off of 2 base runners that reached via the error from Jake Bell. So still have the confidence to go out there and attack these Mountaineer hitters and try to do the job for the Nighthawks.
First pitch low for ball 1. Collender breaking through with that hit single back in the 5th. It was the only hit of that frame. Then 2 runs scoring in the 6th. Courtesy of a Elliott Miles and Bryce Rudisil RBIs, one coming off the throwing error. And then a sac fly from Rudisil. 2-1 the count to Collender.
Yeah, and Artie Green just working fast like he normally does, and Collender trying to get things started and keep that momentum going.
Collender out to center field, and not even having to really move is Alex Kelsey. Puts one down. Turns the lineup card back over, brings up Braden Leonard, who is 0 for 3 today. Only 1 hit in the first 3 of this Vermont lineup. That was that Nick Mullen double back in the 1st. Leonard 0 for 3. Mullen is 1 for 2 at a hit by pitch. Alvarez 0 for 3 as well. 1-0 with 1 away, nobody on. Leonard, a guy that was a second teamer in the Big East this season with Villanova. Green evens the count. It is Mullen warming up, so not too many changes, at least at the top of the order for the Mountaineers, of course, we saw Minkler and Miles come in, pinch hit. This one's a chopper to second base, thrown over in time to put 2 down.
Something to point out, too, is Puig's been a busy man over at second, getting his first start at that position this year, and he's done a great job in that role, and he's having a career day at the plate. So shout out Alejandro Puig for a great job he's done in the field and at the plate tonight.
Here comes Nick Mullen, who tacked on another double back in the first to tie himself for the top of the NECBL in the category. Pitches upstairs, though, for ball 1.
Jack, I hate to bring it up, but there is rain looming.
So whatever the opposite of a rain dance is, please do it. We've already gotten this far. I don't want to see our equipment get wet.
I don't either. I mean, yes, we are protected, but at the same time, you don't want to see the cameras get wet.
I feel for others. I'm safe up here. We're having a blast. But there's a lot of people around us that affects.
You don't want to see cameras get wet. I mean, it's been a beautiful night for baseball. Rain, go away.
They come again another day. Strike 1 to Mullen. Vermont, we have an off day tomorrow, so if it can rain like right here and not affect you guys, that would be ideal.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm looking out for our brothers and sisters across the NECBL. Full count to Mullen.
Well, won't be much of a factor as we're going down to North Shore with the turf playing surface.
Yes. Out to historic Frazier Field. 3-2. Full count walk puts Mullen on the base path. And of course already past the official distance, so if there was rain, it's not supposed to be too extensive until later tonight into tomorrow morning, where it's supposed to be a pretty dreary Thursday in Montpelier. But here comes David Alvarez. 0 for 3 today, flew out in the first, grounded out in the third, struck out in the fifth. Those third and fifth innings being the inning enders. We'll swing at the first pitch, foul at left side.
Yeah, and if you're Alvarez, I mean, it's just a big question of can you get going in this game and try to contribute to the comeback for the Mountaineers. Yes, you're into the Upper Valley bullpen, but you have a left-on-left matchup, and comes up first pitch swinging right there.
No one warming up for Vermont. A few guys getting ready for Upper Valley.
Right-hander
Charlie Jones on the mound.
Lightly throwing to Boardman. I mean, there's no rush. He might be coming in for the 8th inning. See how things go here in the 7th.
0-1, rides up, almost hit Alvarez. He'll pull back. 1-1 with 1 on, but 2 outs. Nick Mullen after he was walked. 3rd time he's reached a board, but 1 for 2, hit by a pitch and walk after his double. 1 ground out to his name as well back in the 3rd. 1-1 gets well away from Green. Free bag for Mullen.
And breaking ball that just gets away from Green. I mean, he's looking down in his hands like, oh, man, that slipped. Okay, we'll wipe it on the pant leg and try to do it again.
Hopefully it's not because the ball's wet.
No, I don't think the rain is quite here yet. I mean, there is a little bit of a cell coming from the south, and it's supposed to hit Montpelier, but hopefully by the time it gets here, like the heavier rain, we're welling out of here.
Foul back evens the count. Alvarez makes contact. Thought there might have been something going for Vermont with the 2-run inning back in the 6th. Trying to piece some scoring together. Reaching 2 and then scoring 2. Courtesy of 2 throwing errors from Jake Bell. Alvarez puts it in play, straight ahead. Tough play for Puig to make on the hop. He won't get there. It puts runners on the corners. So David Alvarez gets aboard for the first time this evening. Brings up Alex Benevento.
What an effort by Puig right there. He's shifted over to the right side. Very, very close to Greco, trying to protect that hole, but comes over right over the middle of the field, picks it up, fires a Jeter throw across his body. Just not in time. Alvarez able to get there. I mean, that would have been an amazing play to end the 7th inning, but nonetheless, now Vermont threatening once again with first and third, 2 away.
Alejandro Puig has just had such an amazing night, both with his glove at second and then with the bat in his hand. First pitch to Benevento is in the zone for strike 1. Benevento tonight is 1 for 2. He has reached base all 3 of his plate appearances. Walked in the first, reached on an error in the 6th, that single back in the 4th. He scored twice as well. Big hack and he's down early.
And just trying to be aggressive right there. I mean, you want to come through with your teammate Mullen at third base and try to come through and chip away at this lead. I mean, you are running out of time here with 2 away in the bottom of the 7th.
Benevento stays alive. We mentioned earlier talking about that stint with the Westfield Starflies of the Futures League last summer. Now Benevento being one of the primary hitters for the Mountaineers in the NECBL. It was a Brown University coaching staff ranked in the Ivy League as the coaching staff of the year. So a testament to the development that Benevento has been getting. Here comes a throwdown, caught in a rundown. Scoring is Mullen, and still trapped. And now finally tagged out is Alvarez to end the inning. So no runs come around to score on 1 hit, no error. 1 left on the base path. Led to the top of the 8th here from Montpelier, with Upper Valley trying to hold on for the win. Vermont brings home another run. So pardon for that mistake at the commercial break, but it's 11-6, a 5-run lead for Upper Valley. Trying to snatch game 1 of the Governor's Cup. They did so last year, but ended up with the trophy staying in Montpelier as it has been the past 4 seasons. Upper Valley trying to reverse fortune on that.
Yeah, and it's a good start here in game 1. I mean, if the score holds, you like what you see for Upper Valley. I mean, granted, we still got 5 more to go after this game is done and over with, but yeah, you want that Governor's Cup. Good start for Upper Valley and Vermont. Still not out of this game yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. 11-6 to score, still within range. 2 innings to play with.
But the rain is starting to drizzle here at Montpelier Recreation Field. You can see it off the floodlights in the outfield and down the baselines. 0-2 the count to Levi Jones, San Diego State Aztec and roommate of Nick Falla this year, our starting pitcher. Comes the 0-2. Dropped low. 1-2. So Cameron Boardman's night is done, but a great 3-for-4 outing and a run scored as well for the newly minted NJIT Highlander.
Yeah, an opportunity for Levi right here to get some looks.
He'll dribble one to Leonard at second, and he bobbles it off the glove. It'll go down as an error. The second of the night for Braden Leonard, and put one on for the Nighthawks.
Yeah, I was going to finish the thought on Levi. You know, still in search of that first NECBL hit. Not going to get it here with the error. I mean, had an opportunity right there. Almost found a hole into the right side, but nonetheless, an error from Leonard. But Levi Jones will reach safely, and Quagliato will have a runner on.
Here comes Quagliato, who's still in the game. So despite a lot of the changes, the DH spot remains as is. Quagliato 2-for-4 as an RBI, 2 runs scored, a double to his name as well. That leadoff double back in the second. Pitch away from Kelly, 2-0.
Yeah, some out-of-town scores as well. Valley and Bristol played an afternoon game today. Bristol went away with the win, 5-3. North Shore defeated
They're on a
Danbury,
tear. They're starting to claw back.
The final score there. Yeah, they're clawing back right now, and for Upper Valley, they have to go down and face them tomorrow. So, be an interesting contest, to say the least. North Adams has a 1-run lead over the Ocean State Waves at home. That's in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Sanford, 5-1 lead over the Swamp Bats at Alumni Field in the top of the 9th inning. And Newport has an 8-4 lead over the Mystic Sooners.
And a pitch gets away from the first baseman. Rudisill will be 2 extra bases for Levi Jones. So a throwdown goes haywire, a check in on first. Perhaps a little bit of liquid on the ball as well.
Yeah, the rain is steadily falling here. I mean, now you can see it clear as day on the floodlights that it is raining here, Montpelier, Vermont, so that will play a factor, and we'll see how long this pop-up shower will last, and maybe there's a little bit of a break and give these guys an opportunity to compete when it's a little bit drier, not actively raining.
And it gets away from Collender. And Levi Jones in a pinch hit. Comes around on a few throws that have gone awry, and the lead back up to 6 for Upper Valley. First time they have scored since the top of the 5th inning. And it brings up Alex Kelsey.
It's the 8th. Yeah, the fans were telling me.
There's a righty getting loose for Vermont. It's like Charlie Jones is ready to go for the bottom half of this 8th inning.
Kelsey 0 for 4 today. Came around to score when he reached on an error in that 13-batter third. 0-1 the count to the lefty.
He's one of those guys that's like, I want to get into the fun too, guys. Like,
especially in a game like this where it seems like everyone has gotten contact and gotten aboard.
Absolutely.
And they'll send one straight ahead. There's the base hit he was looking for. Station to station with Quagliato at second. And Alex Kelsey does join in on the fun.
Yeah, right on cue right there. A solid piece of hitting, able to take that breaking ball, put a good swing on it, and drive it up the middle into center field. And yeah, I mean, Kelsey facing an 0 for 4. Scratch that. He's 1 for 5 tonight, doing a great job now. Collects that base hit that he was looking for. Didn't get it done against Keene, but now he's got one here against the Mountaineers.
And it'll be a infield visit for Nick Kelly with already 1 run going on. And we'll get a new arm for Vermont, the 6th of this game. It'll be a righty, and we'll give you more information when we come back from Montpelier. 12-6, Upper Valley. Charlie Jones pitching for the Nighthawks, the 3rd arm they'll use as the rain continues to come down in Montpelier. The Nighthawks looking on their way to fly back to Hartford, Vermont with a 12-6 win to get Game 1 of the Governor's Cup. We talked about it throughout the broadcast. The big milk jug that was chilling out on the concourse. That thing is heavy. I know the Stanley Cup just wrapped up. Carolina Hurricanes getting their first title in 20 years. I can just imagine whoever wins it is going to hoist it up high. It's going to be a pretty big feat of strength to do so.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, for the Upper Valley Nighthawks, I mean, how good would it feel after 4 years of having to watch Vermont hang on to that Governor's Cup? It would have to feel good for the Nighthawks, but they do have to get 4 wins to bring that thing home. A tough task to go 4-2 against a team that you're going to face 6 times.
Yeah, Vermont lost the first game. We mentioned it at the top of the broadcast, 6-4, and then 3 straight wins for Vermont. And if there's a guy that knows anything about it, it's Charlie Jones, a returner to Upper Valley.
Yeah, and so far so good for Charlie Jones, the New Jersey native, attends High Point University with Mateo Wells and his shortstop Frank Kelly. He made his first appearance out of the bullpen against Valley, did get through the inning, but he gave up 2 runs, none of them earned. Had a great outing against the Bats in round 2 of the season. His final line score against Keene was 2 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts.
The final line for Artie Green goes 2 full innings, allowing 2 hits, 3 runs, 1 of them being earned. A walk and no strikeouts. Big cut for Alex Benevento. Charlie Jones, a native of Rumson, New Jersey. It's about half an hour south of my stomping grounds back home. It's good to see some Jersey representation up in New England, both on the headset and down on the field. Any Iowa guys you've come across? Benevento swings and misses, struck out.
We do have a guy who was actually played at the local JUCO in my area, Joey Young, number 31 on our team he's not going to be pitched tonight because he did pitch the last game against Keene. But, yeah, went to Black Hawk Community College, which is just across the river from where my house is, back in good old Bettendorf, Iowa.
Oh, wow. So shout out to the great people of Bettendorf. Shout outside to Tyler Jones, who for Vermont, there'll be few happy campers tonight, but I think Sebastian Collender and Tyler Jones might have a bit more of a smile on their face for their development. Jones takes a big hack. It's 1-1 for Jones with that home run to break his slump, and then Sebastian Collender to notch another hit. A good piece of timely hitting, something he's worked on tirelessly throughout the season so far.
Yeah, and for Jones especially, I mean, he was due for a big hit, and I said it, like, he wants to come through. He's got nothing to lose, and he came through with a big 3-run homer in the first inning. But nonetheless, I mean, yes, you want to come away with a win, especially after a 3-run home run, but the pitching for Vermont, not able to get it done for him. But nonetheless, you have to look at the bigger picture. I mean, for his development, comes through with a big extra base hit. He needed one desperately to kind of kickstart his season. Now he's got that confidence to propel him for future games.
Jones stays alive on the 1-2 count. He'll go right side foul. Warming up is Elliot Miles, who reached on an error. Came around to score in that DH spot, coming in for Rex Hauser. That was the 1-2. We'll keep going. That David Alvarez single back in the 7th, just the 6th hit. Vermont had 6 hits last night as well. We're out hit 10-6 with the North Shore Navigators. The 1-2 down low. Going back to that game against the Navs, Vermont put up 1 run in the top of the 1st. They put up 1 run in the 5th. Game was tied heading into the bottom of the 6th, and then runs in back-to-back innings for the Navs put them up for good. Upper Valley 16 hits to their names. Vermont with 4 errors to Upper Valley's 2. If it stays as is, Anthony Bubba would get the win with Nick Fowler getting the loss. 2-2. Grounded in play to third. Bell fields it. Throws across the diamond, and it'll tag Jones out to put 2 away. Here comes Elliot Miles.
Yeah, Charlie Jones, 2 quick outs here in the bottom half of the 8th inning, and using his defense, and Jake Bell just a little upset with himself with that throw going up the line a little bit, but Greco able to get off the bag and tag out Jones in time for the out. So nothing hurt. Obviously, Bell wants to get that confidence back up with the glove, but tough conditions. I mean, it's still raining here in Vermont.
It's calmed off a little bit, knock on wood. Thank you. Thanks, CJ. Really appreciate it.
Had to take care of you there.
Of course, yeah. Always got my back. 1-0 the count to Miles. And again, thinking about for Vermont when you're going to break out of the slump. First time they've lost 3 straight if the score were to stay as is. Again, another pitch. Downstairs 2-0 to Miles. So a returning Nighthawk going against a returning Mountaineer. Elliot Miles, as you said earlier, CJ, out of UMass Boston. A guy that was a first teamer in his conference, the Little East, for the Beacons of UMass Boston. And trying to cement his claim as a permanent resident of this starting batting order. He's been in and out of it, used in pinch hitting roles recently. Also usually a sure hand on the left side of the infield, playing short or third. So someone that Kevin Smith can utilize, and he'll ground it fair off the glove of Bell. He'll go for extra bases. Hustling around first, and a stand-up double for Elliot Miles.
And that's just a good piece of hitting right there, and he was able to poke that ball. He's a little early on it, and he was able to keep it fair down the line. Bell with a great effort, but it's just off the glove, and nothing you can really do there. Full extension dive, and you either come up with it and throw a strike over to first, or it's just going to get into left field for extra bases in this case.
He's up Rudisill with the sack fly back in the 6th. The 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th. Rain's cooled off a little bit. And the Vermont air's cooled off a little bit as well. Now into the low 60s. We were talking about sweatshirts earlier. I think I'll ride it out. I have done it before. I've talked extensively about how I'm a cold weather fan.
I'm getting close to feeling like I should probably put the sweatshirt on, but nonetheless, I mean, stuck it out so far in the bottom of the 8th.
Pitch away for ball 1. Or ball 2, excuse me.
Nonetheless, I mean, you know, spacious press box. I mean, you're feeling the outdoor air.
Yeah, you're out in the elements, at least in terms of hot or cold. No rain on us. 3-0. Matthew Minkler waiting in the on-deck circle after Rudisill if we were to get there. Miles chills off of second. He'll take off. Throw down to third. Not in time. So Elliott Miles now 90 feet away, putting on another run. And Rudisill will go to first to put runners on the corners. So here comes Matthew Minkler. And this is a part of the lineup where you have guys that have been hot and cold, but Minkler, who has been used in the pinch hitting spot, probably I'd say the most effective pinch hitter for Vermont, is a guy that's been as high as the one-hole hitter who can really clear the way with his motion on the base path. And they're testing the grass. Some old hands.
Yeah, Charlie's trying to get the mud out of his cleats so he can have better grip on the mound. And yeah, he's trying to use the grass a little bit to help out. But yeah, I mean, it's tough playing conditions, especially when it's just that like kind of light drizzle. It did get a little heavier in the top half of this inning, and I'm sure the mound is just full of mud, and it's going to be a tough battle for these pitchers for the last inning and a half that we have on store for these guys to compete in and showcase their talents. But yeah, I mean, tough playing conditions out there, especially with the rain falling, and it's still just kind of, I guess the better word is just kind of like, you know, tapping on the shoulder, letting you know that it's still there.
It looked like it stopped for now. First pitch to Minkler. Fastball in the zone. Or at least it's just misting. Trying to look at the overhead lights, and it looks like
it's just like a light mist, because I mean there's still some puddles over on the third base dugout that are, it's very light rain if it is raining.
You can see it well inside 1-1. I can see it's like it's bubbling up. There are like splashes going down the top of the dugout. Sometimes I like the rain when you're inside, you got nothing to do, and like a nice pattering on the window, but not when we're trying to play baseball.
Yeah,
I was well deep into this one.
I was not a fan of the rain that came through the Upper Valley area a couple of nights ago. Where I'm staying at in White River Junction, lightning actually struck the building I'm staying in.
Oh my goodness.
And it triggered the fire alarm. It overhauled the circuit.
Oh boy.
It was about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning when the fire alarm went off. So
Minkler rips it to right field, but tracking back and putting a glove up is Levi Jones, and that ends the bottom of the 8th. No runs come around to score on one hit, no error. 2 left aboard. We'll head to the top of the 9th with a 6-run lead for Upper Valley, trying to close things out on the road. We're through 8, 1 inning to go from Montpelier. Trying to power through the rain here on Unbeaten Sports and NECBL Plus. Jack Rutitsky alongside CJ Boone. So glad you could stick around with us through it all. And Connor Jernigan back on the mound, trying to work through his first full inning of work. He came in for Nick Kelly midway through the 8th. Of course, more pinch hitters getting their second go-around. We'll see Jake Bell get things underway in that 3-hole spot coming in for James Love, who already made his mark on this game, had that 2-run RBI single in the third. Was the 9th batter of that inning that saw 13 batters, and that's going to be what sticks out and what has carried through into this game that still sits at a 6-run advantage for the visitors. First pitch from Jernigan well inside.
Yeah, we do have some final out-of-town scores. Sanford has defeated Keene once again, 5-1 at Alumni Field. Newport held on to beat Mystic 8-4. And North Shore officially beat Danbury 8-3.
And that's ripped down the third baseline, fair ball. Gonna go all the way to the right field corner. Jake Bell hustling over to second base, and that's where he'll stop. Leadoff double for the pinch hitter.
A good piece of hitting right there for Jake Bell. A big confidence boost as well from the last couple of games. Able to knock in another extra base hit on his season. So a good start for the Nighthawks here in the top half of the 9th.
The 4th extra base hit, the 4th double of the night for the Nighthawks. A game that's seen a lot of the things that usually go right for Vermont go right for Upper Valley in terms of the early scoring, the pitching carrying its own, and of course the extra base hits, which if you stop Vermont at their own game, you're holding them powerless, and Upper Valley has done just that to be on their way to take game 1 of the Governor's Cup. Outside to Hewitt, 1-0.
I mean, when you have 17 hits in a ball game, just screams offensive performance. I mean, yes, Vermont 4 errors in the game. Okay, give or take there. But nonetheless, I mean, these Upper Valley hitters have done a great job at the plate, able to find holes in the outfield. And it doesn't matter if it's a line drive extra base hit, line drive the opposite way, a little bloop single into left field from the lefties in this lineup. They've done a great job at the plate. And 12 runs on 17 hits is a good day at the office for the offense.
It all adds up over 9 innings. That's why you play the full 9. Pitch gets away from Collender. So extra bag for Jake Bell. 3-0 the count. To Hewitt, who struck out back in the 7th. And again, even for Vermont going against an Upper Valley team that coming into this game was 3rd in the NECBL with a .310 combined ERA. You're putting 6 runs on them. You go back to last night as well, where you think, hey, we've done one part, but the execution, the finish, results in, well, at least at this time, a not-so-happy bus ride. Just they walk back to wherever your residence may be locally. 3-1 the count.
Yeah, and for Vermont, I mean, you're facing back-to-back teams where they've been playing some of their best baseball recently. Upper Valley coming off that strong win against Keene, and North Shore has been on a tear, as we've been talking about earlier, and have the honor to going down there and greeting them tomorrow. But nonetheless, I mean, Vermont, things are going to start clicking as the season progresses. Just not a great stretch for them lately. But, I mean, yeah, like you said, I mean, you are facing a team that has a great pitching staff with an ERA just a tick above 3, and you put 6 runs on them and have taken advantage. I mean, a big punch to the gut against Anthony Bubba with a 3-run homer in the first, and trying to chip away at this lead.
And you have the off day, but joking with Kevin Smith, he said to us, he goes, I wish we didn't have any off days, because the last 2 games after off days have been losses for Vermont, and they want to get back at it, have a next game the next day, time to be a goldfish and get back to it, especially against 2 of the best in your division on the road in Keene and Sanford, and then to finish things off against Danbury. Big swing and miss from Levi Jones. 0 for 1 reached on an error. Pinch hitting for the catcher and Boardman. Patrolling right field. Grazing in right field, if you will. Any more cow dairy puns? It feels like a wide open field, though. The way the outfield stretches, 419 in dead center. Got to do a lot of work out there. Throw down, the tag out at second. But we'll bring around the run in Jake Bell. So 13-6, but 2 outs. And out comes Quagliato, who's going the full way. Second strikeout, third, excuse me, for Connor Jernigan as well. Quagliato, first teamer in the NEC at FDU in the portal right now. This game can do a lot to boost his stock as he takes a big cut, 0-1. No one on the bases now.
Yeah, a man that had a career year at FDU last season and had a big power surge, 7 home runs on his campaign. So, yeah, he's trying to raise that stock and try to get going here in the NECBL. I mean, having a great night so far, 2 for 3 in the game.
Two and 1 the count to Quagliato. Had 11 multi-hit games this season at FDU. Was 1 for 2 with a double against Keene 2 nights ago. RBI in this contest. This could do wonders for Upper Valley, trying to move their way back up the North Division, where they currently sit 4th. And they'll even the win total with Vermont. They'll each have 5 apiece. We'll try to leapfrog them in the coming days as well. Of course, the new postseason format, only the division winners clinch a playoff spot. Just every man for himself afterwards. It could be everyone else filling the spots from one division. It doesn't matter, just based on record.
Yeah, and I think the winning percentage part of it is the biggest factor. I mean, doesn't matter fully about, you know, hey, we finished 5th in the division, but you have the 8th best winning percentage in the league. You're in the playoffs. I mean, I think that's what's important too, is just any win you can get, or if any win you can steal, is going to be big as we get closer to the end of July and early August for playoff time.
Full count from Jernigan, swung on and missed for strike 3. 4th K for Connor Jernigan, the William and Mary product. But one more run comes around to score on the one double from Jake Bell. No errors and none left aboard. Bottom of the 9th, last chance for Vermont, but they are down 7 from Montpelier. Let's bring it on home from the capital city. Charlie Jones out there on the mound for Upper Valley, looking for his second inning of work and to close this game out. From the capital city of the Green Mountain State, and Upper Valley looking to get on their way to defeating their in-state rivals in Game 1 of the Governor's Cup. They need to win 4 over-the-years this season to send the big metal milk jug back down south. It brings up Sebastian Collender. Try to inflict any damage. He already got his 2nd hit of the season, 3rd if we're going to count the Danbury game. That's not officially in the books till Sunday. But someone that did get contact, that did reap the benefits of the effort he's put in the 2 weeks up here in Montpelier. Pitch from Jones upstairs, 1-0. And I will say you have chickened out. You do have the sweatshirt on.
Man, I was hoping you weren't going to call me out, but nonetheless, yeah, I did put the sweatshirt on. I mean, I'm going to put it on after the game no matter what, so figured I would just cave and do it now.
Why not? 2-0.
Why not? I had the time. You know, we went to quick break and able to back that up and put on the sweatshirt. Now I feel a lot warmer now.
That's good. I'm going to ride it out. I didn't bring a sweatshirt, just brought the rain jacket, but we haven't had to use that. I really hope we don't have to up here. Collender out to center field. Underneath it is Kelsey. And he'll show the glove again in the 8th spot once more. Puts one down with relative ease.
Yeah, and Charlie Jones, I mean, yeah, he ran into a little bit of trouble in the bottom of the 8th inning, but didn't allow a run, and he didn't tally a strikeout. So nonetheless, I mean, Charlie Jones just trying to finish things off and send the Nighthawks back down the road happy.
They're well on their way to doing so. Brings up Sam Bradley, who's pinch hitting for the one-hole hitter, and Braden Leonard. Saw Tyler Jones put the second home run out of Montpelier Recreation Field this summer. Back in the first inning, Bradley had the first against the Bristol Blues. Has a lot of power in his bat. And someone that you've been really impressed with in Montpelier, down 0-2, working on his swing, working on his timeliness, working on his contact, where he gets those big hits and just everyone feels excited for him.
Well, and especially, too, I mean, in your spring season, you hit 349, 53 hits, 12 doubles, 10 home runs.
0-2, Bradley into the grass. It dies in front of the pitcher. Jones throw over to first, diving to try to get it as Greco. He can't. So puts an extra bag on Sam Bradley's plate, and he'll park it at second.
Yeah, I mean, a swinging bunt, and yeah, that grass just ate that ball alive. Jake Bell had no play on it. It was all Charlie Jones, and I mean, this is going to be close no matter what. Jones fired a strike. Greco with an amazing diving effort, but nonetheless, a one-out single and a throwing error for the Mountaineers here in the bottom half of the ninth inning.
Third error for Upper Valley, though it really has not mattered, especially when the runs have come in bunches. First pitch to Mullins away for ball one. One out, one on. Upper Valley has scored in 5 innings. Mullen takes a big swing. They had 2 in the second, 8 in the third, 1 in the fifth, and then a run in the 7th and 8th respectively, or 8th and 9th respectively, excuse me. 1-1, finds the zone. And the pitching has been almost flawless, it seems like, in the grand scheme of things for Upper Valley. Of course, you give up the 3-run shot, and a few more runs have come around to score since then, but they have done a great job of commanding the game. And this one, after the 8-run inning, has not slipped away, or has even really felt like a threat of slipping away for Upper Valley as Mullen goes down on strikes.
Well, and something to point out, too, Artie Green was charged with 1 earned run in his outing across 2 innings. And then Bubba gave up the 3-run homer to Tyler Jones in the bottom of the first inning. And that's been it for earned runs. Now, granted, 2 more runs came across the score against Artie Green, and those were errors committed in the field. And that's what I've been saying at the top of the show is there's been 15 runs going into this game given to the opposing hitters from the Nighthawks defense.
David Alvarez will swing at the first pitch, foul it back. But down to the final out for Vermont. Don't think there's any more rain coming through, at least for the rest of this contest. Supposed to be a dreary day in Montpelier tomorrow, but we'll stay inside. It's an off day for the Neers. Half swing, but count evens at 1 apiece. Alvarez did get his first hit of the night, coming off a 2-for-4 night against North Shore. Got that single back in the 7th before the inning wrapped up. And we mentioned earlier, 6 runs against one of the best pitching teams in the NECBL is not too shabby, but 13 runs on the other end as it's lined out to left field. And that'll do it from Montpelier. Upper Valley takes game 1 of the Governor's Cup 13-6. Flying back in the early innings and full control the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, just great pitching across the board. I mean, besides the big blow, the 3-run homer given up by Anthony Bubba, the pitching did their job coming out of the bullpen, limiting these Vermont hitters to 3 walks on the night, 6 strikeouts. You will take that any day of the week. A solid pitching performance from the Upper Valley Nighthawks, and I mean, just timely hitting. I mean, Frank Kelly, what a day at the plate. 4 for 5 in this game. I mean, he did his job. I mean, 13 runs on 17 hits for the Upper Valley Nighthawks. A dominant and convincing win as they will head down south to take on the North Shore Navigators tomorrow.
So it will be Anthony Bubba. Since he went 5, he will be credited with the win. Nick Follow falls to 1-1 on the season, his first loss of the summer. 13-6 the final, 17 hits for Upper Valley. just 8 for Vermont, 4 errors for the Mountaineers, 3 for the Hawks, and of course punctuated by that 8-run top of the third, 13 batters, 8 hits, and it was cruise control for Upper Valley from there. But that'll do it here from Montpelier Recreation Field. For our entire crew here at Montpelier, for our fantastic director, Sidney Cox, for my broadcast partner, CJ Boone, I'm Jack Rachinsky saying so long.